now. Hey guys, welcome. Shout out to everybody. We're waiting for everybody else to come up, guys. I did have to end early last time because Baby Bunny was doing the most, and that's okay because the most. And she repeats what I said. The most? Yes, the most. You know how she is. So I have to do some shout outs before we really get started. Let me enter the studio from our last session. But shout out to everybody, guys. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button, please, and thank you. Give the people some time to get in here. Now, hold up. Let me mute myself there. Let me shout out Louise. Thank you so much for the 30 jewels. Louise, thank you for the floating heart. Tiffany Diamonds, silver stars. Nini, thank you for your 6-month membership. Nini of 6, thank you. Andressa, my boo, thank you. Fo Han, thank you so much. Wait. Oh, that was a comment. Sorry. Panda, thank you. Basin Jorn, thank you so much for becoming a member. Shout out to you. Guardian, thank you for the silver stars. Carenza, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the jewels. Ash Bash, thank you for becoming a member. Lorraine, thank you for the Sunday. Lorraine, thank you for the flowers. Nebby, thank you for the flowers. Lorraine, thank you so much for the GGs. Lorraine, thank you for the gold coins. Hold up, I hear somebody back here. I'm saying my shout outs. Give me 1 second, guys. Five Divine, thank you so much for the finger heart. Nebby, thank you so much for the jewels. Pika, my wonderful mod. Shout out to her. Thank you. Nebby, thank you so much for the jewels. And then, Abraham, you are so handsome. I almost just showed you to everybody. He was showing this way. Look at it.
It's just
that you took yourself out.
It's just that I'm always multitasking, so instead of me being on camera, I'd rather
look at how handsome Abraham is. Ooh, I love it. Sorry, I just had to tell you. I had to compliment you because you're looking hot, my friend. Thank you. All right, almost done. Trash Troll member for 7 months. Shout out to you. Nebby, thank you so much for the flowers. Flojo, thank you so much for the $10. I appreciate it. Yes, tell the people hit the like button. It's free, or the hype. Nebby, thank you so much for the flowers. Cricket Alley, thank you so much for the GOAT trophy. Heather, thank you for becoming a member. Tara Mitchell, Mitchell, I think it's Michelle. Tara Michelle, member for 9 months. Ronan, my boo, thank you so much. Shout out to Ronan. I think he's in the chat. Member for 28 months. Thank you. Nebby, thank you for the flower. Nebby, thank you for the flower. Sylvia, our bailiff, thank you so much for the 100 jewels. Thank you. Nikki, thank you. Nebby, thank you. Sylvia, thank you for the watermelon. Thank you. Nebby, thank you for the jewels and the flowers. Thank you for the many flowers this morning. All right, my chat disappeared. And then let me do some before I forget here. Crystal, thank you so much for the gold coin. Chantel, the silver stars. Luisa, thank you so much for your 2-month membership. And Andressa, thank you again for the gold coins. All right, y'all. Okay, listen, I'm ready for day 5, y'all. Like, everybody's been talking about day 5, and I'm so ready for day 5. What do you guys think? Like, first of all, do y'all want to do a recap of this afternoon, which was day 4? Anybody, like, any thoughts? Anything else that came to mind?
I forgot what we left off.
Yeah, what was it? The conversation between David and Celeste.
Yeah, we get up to the text messages of March 14th, 2025. So we're right up to that month mark before.
Let me just tweet that we're reading.
Thank you. Shout out to Flojo for that. The level and description, I'm glad that I wasn't in the courtroom. Marissa, you probably can speak to that, but the level and description of these photos, they weren't showing them, but they were describing them. And this is the kind of stuff that you would find in a different kind of side of the internet, guys. Like, it's pretty descriptive. And so,
you read the whole thing? I skipped.
I didn't read the whole thing. I skipped. I saw the S word and I was like, oh, hell no. Once I saw the S word, I was like, oh yeah, we're not reading that.
Yeah. I think the emotional part of that day, that's why Friday was so heavy. So that was the heaviest day. Was you started with that medical examiner testimony, and you saw visually all these horrific, traumatizing things, these photos of her and her body and what was done to her and the state she was left in. And then when we came back from lunch, we went into seeing those photos of a real live girl, a child, but like she came to life now. And then we were hearing her voice. So we did this weird like reversal thing where we saw the end state, and then we went back to get to like where we are now of seeing this progression of what happened in the relationship, what happened then, hearing about these photographs and everything leading up to the way we saw her. It was just, I think that's why like, it was so emotional, and sitting there after hearing the ME and going straight into hearing about those photographs. Hard.
I bet. And so it's like it kind of humanizes, because for us it's like all we've seen is a photo of her, right? The missing poster, we've heard bits and pieces of her voice and stuff like that, but like I couldn't read everything. When I saw that word there, I said, oh my God, like I would only imagine. Then you see what's left of her body, right? And then this is the stuff that she went through, and then also kind of put into context maybe body parts that hurt, right? That, like the abuse, and not necessarily seeing how this has been abuse all along, because she can't conceptualize that quite yet, given that she's so young and believes that she's in love with this man. And then to be treated like trash, ultimately, I mean, she was discarded, man. She was discarded. And I think what's evident to me is the way in which her body was left. It was almost like she didn't matter. And not only just to David, right, but to everybody around this circle. You have to think about Interscope. You have to think about these individuals that just wanted to wash their hands off of this, including Josh Marshall, including all these individuals, including the people like you guys, like, and I have to think about, I wonder about the Discord. I wonder about Aisha. Like, even that, my mind kind of goes there of like, she was discarded.
And then I still wonder what happened from where we're going to get up to that April 23rd date. Between April and September, was anyone looking for her? Like looking for her and asking where she was? Has anyone heard? But like that part is so like what happened in that chunk of time is something that we don't really hear.
Yeah.
And I'm so curious about, because that's so long.
Yeah,
no one to care about you.
It's a good point that you bring up, right? Because if Celeste, met his family, and if he met her family or parents, we don't know, right? Did either side ever question each other, like, where is Celeste? Right?
Yeah.
And then, I was thinking too, is, you guys know that I found the Tesla at the body shop, and I went to go see it. And, after seeing the photos of her in the cadaver bag and that trash bag full of her extremities, it's just like, how in the hell did he put her in this trunk? And here is the actual car right in front of me. I can touch the car if I wanted to. It was just, I don't know. Sometimes I don't know what to say. It's just kind of like, wow.
It's surreal, right? Because it's kind of like you're reading about it and you're like, is this a real thing? Now, here's my other question too. You guys remember that, I guess, either before or after Gus, I'm not really sure how, and that's the other thing, Gus, this person, I really don't know how much I think about what was reported from there, what wasn't. Was this her own words when she divulged this information about Gus? But not only that, the other young boy, okay, that she was talking to or dating, you have the mom that's like, posting things on Reddit. What do you guys make of that? I mean, she did give an interview with her son on TMZ, giving context, and now she's like posting things on, I guess it's being shared on Reddit and all over the place, of like, what she feels about mom and how there's more to this and more will be exposed. I guess I'm just kind of wondering, where do you guys land with that? With the, I don't know, is she the mother of the boyfriend before David?
Boyfriend. Yeah.
Of the ex-boyfriend? Now, how old was Celeste with this ex-boyfriend?
There seems to be some overlap or confusion. you know, because
and he went to school with her.
I'm totally confused on it, because she's saying, because I thought my interpretation was, it seems like we were lied to as well, you know, because like he didn't really know her actually, because finding out all this information like from court and the dates and all that, like her kid didn't know her, who she actually was, because he didn't know all this stuff was going on, which is like a crazy, like,
but it's like, why are you being lied to? That would have been your son, right? Like,
yeah, but you had a child being manipulated and all this stuff. Like, that's like, respectfully, at least of the Warriors is, you know, whatever else is going on. We don't even understand when she was in school, when she wasn't in school, because it seemed like she wasn't in school. So,
or that she wasn't even living in the area because she was going with the other family from Elsinore to LA, right? So I'm like,
I mean, not only that, but there's also like, you know, there's talk about like the last time she was seen or the last time somebody spoke with her, and I think that side mentioned they saw or spoke to her in May, and it was like, okay, can I really like take your word for it? Because, you know, the briefing says that she lost her life in April. So somebody's not right. Or somebody's
not. She had to take it back. She took it back and said the last date then was April 22nd, was the day before. But I look at it as there's only so much, there's a lot of noise. And you got to filter through the noise and focus on things like this, the transcripts and what we're being given.
I would agree. So, and let me tell you guys, just so we are aware, because I know some of you guys are like, what are you guys talking about? There was a woman by the name, I think her name is Jamie. Her son apparently dated Celeste. They were about school age, just real short and sweet, school age type of situation. The time frame is a little bit unclear to me as to when the dating happened, because it's not like Celeste, you know, there's no messages out there where Celeste kind of recognizes this young man. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. I'm not really sure. There's also, if they met at school, there's like this inconsistency because apparently she wasn't going to school. Which school was it? Who knows? So Jamie posted somewhere, and it was posted on Reddit. It said, this is what Jamie said: there's a lot of things that are going to come out about this case, and I don't think anyone is prepared for. Yesterday was gut-wrenching enough hearing the cause of death. We never heard the cause of death, actually. I'm just saying. She wanted to come home. She wanted to be with her friends and be normal teenager again. She tried reaching out, and that's probably what ultimately ended her life. I hope her parents, hey, Mercedes, I'm talking about you, are being investigated as well. For what? They're not investigated because, unfortunately, if Celeste is gone, if she was still alive, it'd be different. You can sit there and say you had no idea all you want, but everyone knows that was a lie. Whether the bruises came from you or David doesn't matter, because you let your baby go be with him for money. Okay. You are worthless as a mother and always will be. She always said she was afraid of you, and I believe her. Look at you. You're a monster. That's what Jamie, y'all let me know what you guys think, but you know, real briefly, but what do you think about that? Like, literally, you're kind of quiet on this one. Tell me your thoughts.
Well, I mean, I haven't followed much like from the parents or like what people say like outside of what we cover here. So I'm not really sure. I just know like if she was dating somebody else, that other kid probably was somebody just like in school, probably over the phone or something, not the way that David took it, like so intimate and personal, and like she was an adult. To me, that's the crazy part. And then to lie to her and make her seem like all this was real. I mean, what was he thinking? Promising her, marriage next year. She's still going to be 14. I mean, it's like she's still a child and you are an adult. It's
so true. All right. Any other thoughts, guys, before we get started? Because I believe we were just giving people some time to get in here. Anything else on Jane?
If the ex-boyfriend's mother doesn't really know the family, you know, to go out on the internet and put that story out there, whether they think the family's a monster, whatever, like it's not their place to speak. You know, I mean, there's currently an investigation going on. Let the investigation play out. Let the trial take place. And then if you have something to say that, you know, that you can back up with facts and not just your words, then, you know, be our guest. But all she's really doing is just inviting more attention for a lot of backlash to take place. And I think that's what happened, because I heard that she went on another person's live on TikTok. And I think she totally like backtracked and took everything back that she said. So
it's sounding like the neighbor that really wasn't a neighbor, but was a neighbor. Y'all let me know what you guys think. That's what I think. Thank you. And shout out to Obsidian. It says Damien said he was in the 8th grade and Celeste was in the 7th. So that was like school age, right? Yeah. So I mean, I'm curious to know about the time frame too, because again, she moved. We know she moved to LA at some point around 2024. So I don't know, man. But
I don't think Damien was flying folks to London. You know,
yeah, there you go,
to Texas, and getting fake IDs for people.
Yeah, so I want to know when that would have happened, especially if we're saying that the communication between them, not that they started talking, but because they could have been before 2022. We don't know the time frame, honestly. But okay, y'all ready to go? We're still on direct examination. I think I started this at page 10.
Wait,
yes.
Hold on.
Wait, I think I'm on the wrong thing. Why did I think we finished?
Page 10 on which day? The new one?
Page 10, yeah. Te lo mandé por correo electrónico.
See, on day 5, right?
Day 5. Page 10.
Okay.
Day 5, line. If you want to start with the he's already been sworn in, which is the detective. What's his name? Farrell. Corey Farrell.
Yes, Corey.
Perfect.
Yes, Corey Farrell.
Okay, so whenever you're ready, Abraham. Yeah.
Wait, but page 10.
Page 9. You could start at 9 at the very end.
Oh, okay, yeah, the full day. Okay, all right.
Can you zoom in just a little, Rabbit?
Oh yes, I forgot.
Sorry, my old eyes.
No, this is perfect.
I know, right? We're on the record in People versus Burke. We have Mr. Burke present. We have all our counsel present. We have the witness, Detective Farrell, back on the stand. Sir, I remind you, you remain under oath.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, we're still on the direct examination, so you may continue.
So, Detective, when we wrapped up on Friday, you just finished talking about the various text messages between the defendant and the victim between the dates of November 2023 and the middle of March 2024. From your review of the text messages between them, did they continue to communicate on a regular basis, sometimes numerous times throughout a particular day through April?
Yes.
I'm sorry, would it be middle of March 2025?
Yes.
And was there somewhere in the neighborhood of additional, I don't know, somewhere around 9,000 text messages up to the day that the victim in this case was killed?
Yes.
I have another set of text messages this time, Your Honor. These would be between the timeline of April 22nd of 2025 to April 26th of 2025. If they can be marked as People's 49 for identification.
So marked.
Okay. Detective, I'm now going to be asking you questions that begin with text messages on April 22nd of 2025. This one at 10:06 at night.
Maybe
is this?
Been looking for starts right at home with K-12
I hear it.
So,
boy. Sometimes the best.
Hey, while y'all wait, hit the like button, please, and thank you, guys. The Street Taco Cash App is pinned to the comments. Make sure you guys are supporting. Hit the like, please, and thank you. Thank you. All right. Where did I leave off? All right, so Beth Silverman is asking questions. And for those that are asking, yes, this is day 5. Detective, I'm going to be asking you questions that began with text messages on April 22nd of 2025. This one at 10:06 at night. This is a communication from the victim to the defendant as they were arguing about a girl named Asia Collins.
Yes.
What did the victim say here?
The victim sent the defendant a text that says, "But can you tell me why you want to be friends with Asia?"
And did the defendant go on to explain that she was a friend of his?
Yes.
At around 10:11 p.m. that night, did the victim send this response to the defendant?
Yes.
And what did she say here?
She says, "Bro, just bump her into her no need for friendship, keep her as a damn acquaintance like Lane or Rob.
Do you know who Rob is?
I do.
Who is that?
Robert Morgenroth, one of his managers.
And Lane, who is Lane?
Lane Cooperstein is a music executive who worked with the defendant.
Okay, let me stop right here. Ooh, that just answered the questions that we had on Friday. Here is the context. Wake up, everybody. Here is the context, okay? If you were with us during that live stream, for the many hours that we were live, remember we're like, and BJ was up here and we were talking about, well, you know, she was jealous, maybe something. So why would Celeste need to say, bro, just bump her into her no need for friendship? Keep her as a damn acquaintance like Lane or Rob. Lane or Rob are like in the business, right? Lane Cooperstein is the lady from the picture on the
backstage photo.
Yes. The name totally stands out. Why do you guys think that
it's supposed to be Rob's girlfriend?
Yes, Rob's girlfriend, right? The blonde lady. I heard this too. What was the level of closeness here?
I have such and such as number. Is that the person who she was referring to?
No, I think that's a different person.
This is a different person. Lana. This is Lane.
Oh, they reminded you to run your disclaimer.
Yes, we will do that. Sorry, I'm like totally having a moment here. Sorry, y'all. Here we go. Disclaimer on. Hello, everyone. Please note that this broadcast is strictly for educational, documentary, scientific, and artistic purposes. It falls under the EDSA. While the themes, imagery, or discussions may touch upon some graphic, sensitive, or challenging topics, the context is entirely analytical and educational. This stream does not encourage, promote, or glorify any kind of behavior or any acts, but rather provides critical analysis and historical documentation. In particular, we talk about a range of topics that fall under EDSA. Thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for watching, guys. All right. So, oh, snap. Yeah, sorry. So I know there's a level of confusion here. So basically, I'm sorry, and I'll try to clarify here. Asia is the young woman who did the video just recently. I want to say about a week or two ago, something to the effect of, I'm upset because I got kicked out of a party and, you know, people don't know about this case, but somehow I'm involved. She was upset about that. Okay. Well, apparently Celeste had an issue with Asia Collins and this friendship that she had with David. Now, it's my understanding that it's always kind of been a work thing, but she didn't like that clearly. She wanted Asia to be at the level of Rob Morgenroth and Lane Cooperstein. These are just work associates. These are people that he's paying them, right? So something about that closeness of that relationship really affected Celeste.
And this is right after Coachella 2025.
There you go.
That's where the, seeing all those videos and everything going on, because Asia went on that trip.
Not to go off on a tangent too, but it also makes me wonder, because her name is being brought up, if she's also an employee with Mogul Vision, because you guys remember that there was a body attachment that was put out for somebody who refused to testify.
Yeah.
And they had the same attorney as Rob Morgenroth.
TMZ put that out, that it was like a female, right? So wouldn't it make sense to use the same lawyer under the same company?
Yep.
Interesting.
So was it Asia?
What does she do? She just creates content?
Like professionally? What she does? She's a model influencer.
She was being paid as his stylist.
Yeah.
Are you talking about, when you say who, are you talking about Lane or Asia?
No, Asia.
Asia, that's what she does. She's like a social media, almost kind of like a social media streamer,
a stylist,
influencer. Yeah, because
is she
he was in one of the
for
videos.
The
well, he was she was on the tour, right?
Mm-hmm.
When her body was found in the trunk. So she was getting paid, But anyways, sorry. Side note, I didn't want to, but this kind of clicked in my head. All right. So do you want to start with 2?
Lane Cooperstein is a music executive who worked with the defendant.
From the dark room?
Yes.
And then just below at 10:12, did the victim say something else to the defendant?
Yes.
Your Honor, just for the record, I know Your Honor indicated continuing hearsay objection, but I'd like to just put it on the record for this morning as well.
Yes, that's fine. I will deem so your objection I will deem so your objection to the text. That's why they're being shown in hearsay.
Yes.
As shown is hearsay. Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Then as that basis, the court is allowing them for the defendant's responses to be as admission by a party's opponent to the victim's text to both put in context under the doctrine of completeness and also for the effect of the listener with regard to the communications.
And also, Your Honor, another ground, it goes for the non-hearsay purpose to explain subsequent conduct and what's going to happen in the next day.
All right.
Thank you. And what does it say just below that? What did the victim say to the defendant?
She says, and you're really saying that you'd end our friendship just to be friends with her over me is disturbing and disgusting to me on a deeper level, David.
And what does the defendant say in response to that?
He responds, when did I say I'd end my friendship with you for her?
And what does the victim say in response to that?
She responds, someone who has known you for years over someone you've known for one.
And then under that,
she continues, bro, I said I didn't want to be friends with you if you want to be friends with her.
And then on April 22nd at 10:16 p.m., does the conversation regarding this same subject matter continue with the message from the victim to the defendant?
Yes.
And what does she say?
She says, why was she at your house then?
1 second. And what is the defendant's response?
His response is, at my house when? And then he follows it up with another text that reads, at 8:04?
Are you familiar with an address the defendant lived at for a period of time at an address that's labeled 804?
Yes.
And what address was that?
804 Doheny Drive in West Hollywood. That's the residence that the sheriff's department responded to.
On April 17th of 2024?
Or February.
Excuse me. On February 17th of 2024. Thank you. I don't know why I saw April.
Yes.
And then what is the defendant's response at 10:20 that night?
His response is, for Coachella, everyone came to get guest wristbands, so she did have a reason.
And subsequent to that at 10:21, does the victim make a threat?
Yes.
And what does she say?
She says, oh my effing God, I swear to God. That God is capitalized. The second one, I will unalive you. She was in my damn seat. I will strangle you to effing death, bro. I will tell my dad so many effing lies about you, deadass. I will end your career and your life. I will damage anything.
And what did she say beneath that?
She posted being at your effing house, weirdo.
Moving on to the next date, April 23rd, 2023. I'm sorry, yes, April 23.
2025.
And then was there some conversation between the victim and defendant about seeing each other and the defendant sending an Uber to pick her up to bring her to his home?
Yes.
On April 23rd at 2025, around 10:57 in the morning, does the defendant send a message to the victim?
Yes.
What does he say?
He says, are you coming at 9 or is it too early or too late for you?
And then what does she say in response to that on April 23rd of 2025?
She responds, I told you I can go whenever.
And what does the victim say here a little later?
She says, what you mean? Be there at 9 or leave at 9?
And what is his response?
His response is leave at 9.
And what does she say?
She responds, actually, yeah, I could be in Riverside for it too if you want.
And then on that same date, April 23rd of 2025, just before 4 p.m., does the victim send another message to the defendant about their plans to meet up later that night?
Yes.
And what does she say?
She says, David, by the way, is it chill if you get Uber at 8:30? I'm going to be back in Elsinore by then, and it's harder to get Ubers here.
Oh, sorry, y'all. This isn't interesting. And then at about 4 p.m. that day, does the defendant communicate with her about their plans for that night?
Yes.
And what does he say?
He says, so get it to your house, ? Or down the street or something.
And then what does the victim say in response?
She responds, let me check. Then she follows it up with a text that says, get it to a house number.
About an hour later, at a little after 5 p.m. on April 23rd of 2025, does the defendant go back to their original argument?
Yes.
And what does he say?
He says, why do I have to show you everything I get?
And what is the victim's response?
Her response is, because I had your embryo in me.
And a few hours later at 8:20 p.m. that night, what does the victim say to the defendant?
Victim tells the defendant, get Uber, queen.
And does she also reiterate the address?
Yes.
And what does the defendant say?
He responds, getting it.
And does the victim give out a street address?
She gives the name of the street. She had previously provided the numbers.
Okay.
And she says the name of the street.
And is that the same street her family lives on or lived on at the time?
Yes. Yes.
And then at 8:34 on the night of April 23rd, 2025, does the defendant send her an ETA?
Yes.
What's he say?
He says 4 minutes.
And then a couple minutes later, does he send another one?
Yes. He says 1 minute.
And then at 8:39, does he send her a message that the Uber has arrived?
Yes. He says he's there.
And what is the victim's response?
Okay.
And this is at 8:39 on the night of April 23rd of 2025. Is that right?
Yes.
An hour and a half later, at 2 minutes later, 10, does the victim send the defendant a message?
Yes.
What does she say?
She says, girly pop, I'm almost there. Open your door if you're home.
And does the defendant send a response?
He does.
And what is that?
Got you.
Does the defendant send another message at 10:10 p.m.?
Yes.
And what is that?
It says, gate open, door unlocked.
This is at 10:10 p.m. and 38 seconds?
Correct.
About 20 minutes later at 10:31 and 3 seconds, does the defendant send another message to her?
Yes.
And what does he say?
He says, Uber said you're here. Where you at?
And at 10:33, does he send another message?
Yes.
What is that?
Hello?
And at 10:36, does he send another message?
Yes.
What is that?
Bro.
And then what?
Celeste?
At this point, are there no more messages from the victim ever?
No.
Then at 10:58 p.m., does he send another message to the victim?
Yes. It says...
What is that?
It says, bro, blocking me? ?
And beneath that, same time?
Hello?
And then at 11:37 p.m., does he send another message to the victim?
Yes.
And what's that?
Bro.
And at 11:41 p.m., does he send another one?
Yes. He sends a message that says, I'ma call Jen, bruh. You're scaring me.
And then at 11:41, does the defendant send another text message to the victim's phone?
Yes.
What is that?
He says, what the F?
And on April 24th, 2025 at midnight, does he send another message?
Yes.
And what is that?
Where are you?
And then?
Please.
Did you review Uber records for the night of April 23rd of 2025?
Yes.
And what time did the victim arrive at the defendant's home?
10:10 p.m.
From looking at the cellular records and the mapping by Detective Roker, what time does the defendant approximately leave his residence in his Tesla to drive north?
Objection, misstates the testimony.
If you want to rephrase the question.
Sure. Approximately what time does the defendant's cell phone, the one that he's using to text the victim even after that time, along with his Tesla, what time do they move north to Santa Barbara?
Same objection.
If you want to rephrase the question, that's compound. But just if you want to ask what time does the car and her phone and the phone travel to Santa Barbara?
Sure. What time did the defendant's car and phone, prior to what time does the defendant leave his defendant's cell phone and his car leave his home?
Approximately 11:30 p.m.
So the messages that are subsequent to 11:30 are after that time?
Correct.
Are you aware that the defendant had his first album release on April 25th?
Objection, no foundation.
Lay a foundation?
I'm jumping again.
It's okay.
Wait,
You're really in that for the objection.
I'm conflicted about this because it's like his actions to me were kind of normal for somebody who didn't arrive, right? Like if he was in such a panic, to be able to be panicking, do whatever you're doing, and then send these text messages were kind of, all timed naturally, in my opinion. They were not like all at once or many minutes, like an hour later. They were kind of consistent to a normal reaction. I don't know. I'm conflicted with this part here. Because if
the 20-minute,
it's just like the sequence of event from the moment that she arrived, his reactions to me seem normal. The way that I would react if somebody was coming to my house and said they were here and then they never came in. It's like, and then if he took her life at that moment, he's going through a big emotion and panicking and doing a whole lot of things to be able to get. I mean, I'm guessing. I know I would.
Well, you would, right? But that's the thing is like, are we dealing with somebody that would have the same normal range of emotions, right?
Well, I believe it's his first time, so it's not like he has it down to a science, So it's like, and he's an idiot at the end of the day. So it's like, it's not like he was this mastermind. So I don't know. This confuses me, this part right here.
I'm a little confused about earlier in the conversation, like earlier in the afternoon, like around 2 and 5, where it sounds like he's the one who's insinuating, like, come over.
But earlier it was her.
In the cross, you'll see more.
Okay.
More
changes. What is interesting to me, and this stood out, she intended to come back home. Mm-hmm. Did anybody catch that? She intended to come back home. She said, I'm going to catch the Uber at this time. She never. So to me, it's like, okay, it wasn't like she was trying to run away and then, not be found. She intended to come back home. And Khadijah says, why would you drive to Santa Barbara asking where you like where are you? Like you're worried, right? Why send this message? And why would you drive to Santa Barbara that night if you were expecting her to come over? I mean, clearly the phone tracked her there, right?
Is Santa Barbara on the way to her house or near there? Is it the opposite?
Complete opposite direction. It's 100 miles like north.
Yeah.
And then her place is 80 miles.
Does Asia live in Santa Barbara?
No, they've been there before. It sounded like from the last transcript. Marissa, I think you picked this up too. It sounded like they might have been there at Santa Barbara. What I mean, Celeste and David might have been at Santa Barbara before. Something is going on in Santa Barbara that they might have been there before.
Because they did mention SB in the text, but I think Marissa also mentioned that it could mean.
That's right. Could have been
so
bad.
As well. Yeah.
We remember we discussed so much of this before the transcript. Now that I'm confused whether somebody testified about him not wanting her to come over and her insisting. That I'm confused if we already heard it or we haven't.
We haven't heard it yet, but
we're getting there.
Yes. So it's in your mind. Yes,
we're gonna get there.
It's gonna come up in the cross. In the cross.
All right,
yeah,
here
when
we
defense
go.
comes up.
Let's be patient. We're coming. We're gonna, because I'm there with you on that one too.
Okay, wait, where was objection?
That's where I jumped the gun. I said objection, no foundation.
So lay the foundation, and then you're line 9, Rabbit.
Thank you. Sure. How do you know? Excuse me. How do you know that?
It's information publicly available, posted on the internet. It's pretty much publicly accessible information.
When was the defendant's last message to the victim?
I believe it was April 26th of 2025.
Your Honor, I have an exhibit. 1 second. It shows a photograph with the center, the Tesla infotainment system, computer system, with the call out for some of the writing on that screen title: Santa Barbara County location programmed in defendant's Tesla. May it be marked Peoples 36 for identification.
So marked.
Do you know what you're looking at here?
Yes.
What is this?
It's a photograph of the screen inside the black Tesla.
The infotainment or computer screen?
Yes.
Which one is it? He said yes. Which one is it? All right. Okay. And in looking at the photograph on the left, does it indicate various locations that the defendant traveled to?
Yes. And
do those include Lake Cachuma and a supercharger in Santa Ynez, charger station 2621 off of the California State Route 154?
Yes.
I have nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, cross-examination.
All right,
Thank
hold
you,
up.
Your Honor.
Give me 1 second. Let me make sure everything's good for
for blind eyes over here.
No, I might have to. Is this okay? Blind eyes over here.
That's
is
me.
this okay right here? Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me mute.
I know, and I don't have the camera on. I'm like, close to the computer.
And I'm like,
you're fine.
All right, so we're good.
Yeah.
All right. Good morning, Detective Farrell.
Good morning, ma'am.
You testified on Friday that the first contact recorded in iMessage in text between Celeste Rivas Hernandez and David Burke was in August of 2022. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that was online contact, correct?
Text messaging contact, so phone to phone.
One device to the other device?
Correct.
But your investigation confirmed, I think you said that the first in-person contact between Celeste Rivas Hernandez and David Burke was in November of 2023, correct?
Correct.
In that first communication with Celeste Rivas, David Burke was asked by Celeste what his age was.
I don't remember. If you want to, there is so much digital evidence in this case. It's been commented before. If you wanted me to review something, I'd be happy to look at and verify. I don't remember exact texts, nor do I have them committed to memory, so I don't know.
Of course. May I approach, Your Honor?
You may.
So showing you a text message from August 2022 at 16:55, could you review this and let me know if it's something that you recognize?
Well, I think that's a typo. I don't think I'm supposed to speak, but go ahead.
I don't know, ma'am. You provided me a paper copy of like boxes with information on it versus like the Celebrate report. I think I could authenticate, but I don't know where this came from, so I don't know. I don't have an independent recollection, nor does it refresh my recollection.
You didn't review the messages, the first contact between Celeste Rivas Hernandez and David Burke in an iMessage in August of 2022?
I noted the date that they began communicating. I don't remember the content or the exact messages that were exchanged back then. If you wanted to show me the Celebrate report or something along those lines that I could examine that, then I would be happy to authenticate that. But I can't. I don't remember offhand. It's not refreshing my recollection, so I don't know.
But you're aware, are you not, that when David Burke and Celeste Rivas first had contact online, David Burke told Celeste Rivas his age at the time was 17?
I don't remember that. I said that if you want to show me something that would refresh my recollection, I would be happy to look at it, but I don't specifically remember. He may have, but I don't remember offhand.
Well, you testified on Friday that David Burke was 17 when they had first iMessage in August of 2022, and Celeste Rivas was 11, correct?
So I testified to the fact that they had begun communication, and that I'm using based on my knowledge of both of their birth dates.
But you're also using your knowledge of having reviewed many iMessages texts between the two, correct?
No. So
Burke?
You didn't review any iMessage text?
Your Honor, I'd object. This is argumentative at this point.
Overruled. You may answer, and he may explain his answer.
I reviewed a tremendous amount of iMessage texts between the defendant and Celeste Rivas Hernandez. I don't have them all committed to memory or remember exactly all the details of all the messages. But I do know that when I look at the date, August 8th of 2022, I know that the defendant's birthday is March 5th of 2005, and I know that the victim's birth date is September 7th. Then I can figure out how old each was when the next messages were exchanged.
But it would be fair to say, Detective, that of many hundreds of messages you reviewed, you were also very focused on representations about the ages of Celeste Rivas Hernandez and David Burke when they were communicating with one another. Is that correct?
So I would characterize it more in the line of thousands, if not tens of thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of messages, one. And two, yes, I, again, using calendar and the dates that are noted on the reports that indicate the communication between them, yes, I did focus in on what each said during how old they were at the time things were said and done.
So on August 8th, 2022, when David Burke informed Celeste Rivas when she had asked him his age of 17, you're also aware from your investigation and review of messages that Celeste Rivas told David Burke that she was 16 years old?
I'm going to object. It's compound, and the first half of that question assumes facts, not an evidence.
Well, it's compound if you want to rephrase the question.
Okay, you are aware that from your investigation in this case and review of communications, iMessages between Celeste Rivas Hernandez and David Burke, that Celeste Rivas in 2022 represented her age as 16 years old.
Yes.
And you are aware that over 2022 and 2023, Celeste Rivas represented her age to David Burke on a number of occasions as 18 years old?
Yes.
May I please, Your Honor, mark for identification as Defense P, next in order, a multi-page document titled iMessage Communications between Celeste Rivas and David Burke from the 22nd of April?
It'll be Q. The judicial assistant says, and then the judge says, it'll be Q. So it'll be marked Defense Q. And it was just on the date of April 22nd, right?
No. I'm sorry. I was looking for a specific 22 April 2025 at 18:05 to 23 April 2025 at 22:10. And Your Honor, we have prepared, because we were not given the benefit of the Celebrite report, that we have the raw iData Excel from the iCloud messages prepared with a printout referencing the line number from those messages for the people and the detective and the court, if Your Honor would allow us to go ahead and mark that. It is a...
Is that what you're making as a defense Q? Is defense Q?
Scroll down.
Do you need to... I'm sorry, real quick. Abe, do you need to go your dog?
No,
real
go ahead.
quick?
Go ahead.
Okay. Sorry. I just saw the message. Go ahead.
Yes, 9-page document between those dates of April 22nd and April 23rd.
All right, so marked for identification.
All right. Your Honor, and just for the record, for discovery purposes, eventual appeal in prior cases with counsel, there were allegations made that we filtered evidence in a particular way when we turned over Cellbrite. I was waiting for Beth motherfucking Silverman to say something about, because I heard it as soon as Burke said it. So she's about, I could hear her twisting her stilettos. Shout out to her. Okay. First of all, there were allegations made that we filtered evidence in a particular way when we turned over Cellbrite reports, and they wanted everything, the raw data, so they could run it the way they wanted. So that's how it was prepared in this case. They were given the raw data so they could run it any way they want.
All right, it's marked defense Q, and you may approach the witness with it if you wish to.
Thank you.
And Ms. Silverman, anytime the defense approaches, you are welcome to approach too to see what they are referring to.
We're prepared one for Ms. Silverman as well.
Thank you.
We have one for the court as well.
You can come up. Thank you.
Thank you. So detective, you testified earlier about having specifically reviewed text messages, iMessage communications between Celeste Rivas Hernandez and David Burke on the dates of April 22nd to April 26th, I believe you said.
Is that connected to you?
Correct.
And you read for us a text message dated April 22nd, 2025 at 22:21, where Celeste Rivas Hernandez tells David Burke, "Oh my effing God, I swear to God, I will kill you. She was in my damn seat. I will strangle you to effing death, bro. I will tell my dad so many effing lies about you, dead ass. I will end your career and your life. I will damage anything." Is that correct?
Yes.
But prior to that communication on April 22nd at page 9, line 10 through page 10, line 4, earlier in the conversation, Celeste Rivas actually told David Burke, "I will straight up mutilate your..."
You said lines 9 through what?
I'm sorry, page 9, line 10 through page 10, line 4.
May I review it, Your Honor?
You may.
The court,
okay,
you may.
I've reviewed it. Okay, I've reviewed it.
Okay, and she went on to say, or excuse me, David Burke responded to her saying that she would mutilate his by saying, "You have turned it into a bigger thing than even this conversation right now," correct?
Correct.
That's how it goes with you, David Burke says. The only way ish makes sense is when I don't tell you until after the fact. If that means you got to go through tag posts to get an explanation, that's the way it has to work with you. You do not listen to me, correct?
Correct.
And as you read, Celeste Rivas Hernandez issues a second threat to David Burke about lying to her dad, about ruining his career, about swearing to God she will David Burke and strangle him. A minute later, at page 37, line 13 to page 38, line 2, Celeste Rivas tells David Burke, "Nuh-uh, I don't even play like that. I'll dead go to Val's door, knocking, crying on some crazy-ish. Have you guys been dating, bro?" Did she say that?
Yes.
27 witness.
Yes. Do I need to ask to review this every time I am confirming the
court? I think Abe stepped out. The court speaks. You don't have to ask because nobody expects you to have those memorized. Witness.
Okay.
However, please indicate I'm reviewing page if you have a page, or if not, I'm reviewing the document. So we know at least that you're looking at the document when you testify, okay?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I've reviewed the document and that is correct.
Yes, and detective, am I correct that there were over 1,200 text messages sent between Celeste Rivas Hernandez and David Burke from April 22nd to April 23rd?
I don't know the exact number offhand, ma'am, but that would not surprise me given the extent to which they communicated over the 2 years that they were together.
And on April 22nd, page 38, line 3 through 7, David Burke, a minute later, continues to respond to Celeste Rivas by saying, "Why do you think you just proved my exact point?" And Celeste responds saying, "You have one more chance, bro, to tell me the truth." She goes on, "Bro, I won't do anything. Tell me the truth, David, please, and let me see you tonight. If it's true, I need to talk to you if it is." Is that what Celeste Rivas responded?
I reviewed the document, and yes, that is correct.
And then Celeste, at page 82, line 12 to page 83, line 2, Celeste goes on.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Can you just give me a second to get the page so I can follow along?
Sure.
You said page 82, correct?
Correct. This is now Wednesday, the 23rd at 4:28 p.m.
And I'm sorry, can you direct me to the line again, ma'am, please?
Line 12.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
David Burke tells Celeste, how you going to say you feel distant when you've been pushing me away since the beginning of the year? And then there is a crying, laughing emoji. And Celeste responds, no, you haven't. If I see you with Asia one more time on either page's posts, etc., you hanging out with her, next to her, any of that sort, I will make anonymous accounts you won't be able to avoid and leaking all that ish I got on you. And Celeste is talking about leaking things online.
I mean, that's what the text says, what it says, just like the other text, yes.
Thank you. And then finally on page 83, line 3 to 10, April 23rd, 2025 at 4:30 and 39 seconds, Celeste once again threatens David the next minute also, and she says, and I have all of the old numbers from my old phone printed so I can find your mom's number if I really want to text her at any time. So don't even try testing me. Laugh out loud. Celeste sent that.
She did.
And David responded, okay, with a laughing, crying emoji.
Yes.
And Celeste responded to David, I also have fiance on my phone, laughing, crying emoji, so I could just text her as well. And I'm sure the world would spread to your work girl. That's oh, sorry.
Oh, and just the word would spread.
Is that what I said? Oh, sorry. And the word would spread, sorry, to your work girl.
That's correct.
And detective, all of the threats that you read earlier and all of these additional threats to mutilate David, to K him, and to strangle him, to tell lies to her dad, to call his mom, to leak stuff, at no time in any of these hundreds, if not thousands of text messages did Celeste Rivas Hernandez ever say anything about participating in a criminal case or participating in a prosecution, correct?
She didn't use those words, prosecution or criminal case. She talked about making the information public.
And calling his mom, correct?
Yes.
And K-ing him, correct?
Yes.
And leaking things?
Yes.
And Celeste never said one word about going to the police and making any kind of complaint against David Burke, correct?
I did not see anything that indicated that.
And did this last threat on April 23rd, 2025 at 16:32, 2 minutes later at page 83, lines 7 to 9, David responds that, I know you ended the friendship like 10 times, correct?
Yes.
And then 15 seconds later at page 84, line 2 to 6, David says, when you come, are you going to want food because I'm starving when I get home? Because I'm going to be starving when I get home. And did Celeste respond, I'm sure, what kind, girl? David says, I'm feeling in and out, question mark. And Celeste says, okay, K. Is that correct?
Can you direct me to the line number for this last part?
Yes, page 84, line 2 through 5.
I'm going to review the document. That is correct.
And detective, during the course of your investigation in this case, you, through the witness interviews and search warrants, returns, and the review of the thousands of text messages, you determined that before April of 2025, the relationship between Celeste Rivas Hernandez and David Burke was known by Celeste's family, correct?
Yes.
Scroll, please. And prior to April of 2025, you also determined that after the time of the missing persons report, you discussed a few days ago, which was prior to April of 2025, that Celeste's parents had permitted Celeste to live away from them in May of 2024, not in Lake Elsinore, but in the city of Los Angeles where David lived with her aunt. Is that correct?
Correct.
And while Celeste was living with her aunt and cousin in Los Angeles during the summer of 2024, you learned the aunt and cousins were aware of their relationship, correct?
Correct.
And Celeste and David went to church with Celeste's family members on multiple occasions?
I saw text evidence that said that, but I don't know that they actually attended or he attended their church. I don't know. But yes, I saw text messages that indicated that that's what the plans were.
And you learned from the aunt that David would come pick up Celeste and take her on dates to the movies and the mall?
That's what she told us, yes.
And Celeste and David went with Celeste's family members to Six Flags and an amusement park, correct?
Correct.
And you talked to us on Friday. Oh, go ahead.
Let me stop right here. Hold up. So I kind of want to put this out here. Let me stop right here for the
This
chat.
is a crazy back and forth. Sorry, Marissa.
It
I
really
love
is.
you.
No, but this is good. I'm gonna play the devil's advocate a little bit, just a little bit. Okay. I'm hearing, because having experience, this situation where it's like some family, she was coming. Is she going to church with mom and dad and David and Celeste? She said family members. And the way I'm reading this is extended family members. So for me, family members can cover up for, oh, she's staying over here. Se está portando bien. She's behaving. She's, doing what she's doing. Yeah, don't worry about her, while they're covering for her when she's with David. So I'm not hearing here that it's like mom and dad. I'm hearing here it's extended family members. I think this is an important note to put, because, I think for me, it's like, I went through it. Like I said, I had an auntie that covered up for me when I was dating.
And so did my sister.
See what I'm saying? It's like this makes sense to me in terms of, I'm not hearing it's mom and dad. Now, I guess at some point we're going to get to the signing of the document, which we'll get there. But this is important, I think, because we don't know if we're talking about individuals that were participating or covering up, or maybe they were paid off or whatever. I'm just throwing this out here. These are just extended families.
Family is family. Parents are her mom and dad. And this is often referring to her family members.
Yes.
It's like, that's the sister, the cousin, the sister that can cover up, because he's a celebrity. He's probably going to cover up, as brothers and sisters sometimes do when they're close in age, I guess, the people they're dating. But and my aunts used to cover for my sister all the time. And I used to get upset, because they wouldn't say nothing. And I'm like, why is she dating? She's 15, shouldn't be dating, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I had people cover up for me, extended family. That's what I'm saying. It's like, oh, this is important, because it's like your parents don't know, but your auntie knows, or and typically that's somebody closer to your age. That's kind of like understanding. Una tía, she's very understanding.
That could be a close family friend, not even a blood relative. That could be a really close family friend that you grew up with, because we called everybody tía, right?
Yeah.
When did she move in with the aunt? Was it
2024?
It's 2024.
November 2024?
It went back to May.
While Celeste was living with her aunt and cousins in Los Angeles during the summer of 2024. Wow. So I think it's important. Now, here's the other thing too, okay? Here's the other thing too. I'm going to put this out here. The what's her name? The lady from Reddit who's like talking about her son she inserted herself in this. What is her name? Jamie. Bless her heart. Jamie. Jamie, I don't know when that dating happened with her son and Celeste. I'm starting to doubt that story too. Do we have any text messages between her and her son? We have everything else. We have stuff with Gus. We don't have anything with Jamie and the son.
Not a
at
photo.
Least not now. Not at this point in it. I don't know if they ever released anything, because that's my question. This was that says the parents had permitted Celeste to live away from them in May of 2024. Not in Lake Elsinore, but in the city of Los Angeles with her aunt. Yeah. And that school would have still been going on at that time.
Wait, in the summer?
It's May for them, in May of 2024.
That's why I asked, did she transfer schools? Because
I don't think so. I think she just stopped going
summer break
school entirely.
Didn't show up.
That's crazy.
I think at this point, this is probably what you would consider like a high school dropout, maybe, because she just wasn't attending school, right? And
she even made it to high school.
I don't think she got to high school.
You're right.
That's
it was only
middle school.
Well, middle school. We call it, middle school.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry, I'm just so used to the term.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I think it would have junior high here or something like that.
Junior high, yeah. It depends on like the schooling, because
depends
some
on the
schoolings out here, Some schools have like 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Some have, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah. That's what
so when she says here, Celeste and David went to church with Celeste family members on multiple occasions. Well, I went to church with, not with mom and dad, but with las tías, you know. So you see what I'm saying? It's like, this isn't, I'm just thinking of like how this can be interpreted and whatnot.
It's also
and why people would confuse this. Huh?
But they generalize it.
Generalize.
They and that's why some of the reporting is confusing too. Another gray area. When they said, "Oh, all this family knew she was out with family." I even saw reported that they went to malls with the family, and I was like, "That's not it." He would pick her up and take her to the movies in the mall. I'm like, and say that out loud. It doesn't sound right? Like, oh, they would go to the malls together. No, it said he would pick her. The aunt said, pick her up and take her to the movies and the mall. So it's a gray area when they're not specifying who or what. One person?
Which family member?
Two?
Who were they going to church with? That's right. That's right. Something to, I know that are like, well, why does that matter? People still knew. Yes. And a lot of people, but at the same time is sometimes, I hate to put it this way, I'm sorry. Shout out to my Latinas. I'm just speaking from experience. Just because because I could see this and I've been through it. Your parents are very strict, but your aunties are the cool aunties. So they let you do, you're with your auntie and you're hanging out and the parents are trusting the aunties, but they're letting you do whatever the hell you want. Yeah, I used to do it all the time too. So it's like,
yep.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I just wanted to put some
and also,
context in
where
there.
are we getting that they went to? I wonder where they're getting that they
Right
went
here.
to church. No, I mean, like, where did
Here?
they get that information? Was it? Did they see it in a text?
Raw data
then-
text messages.
And
Yes.
for all we know, that could have just been like, oh, they're going to church, trying to cover up for them going elsewhere. Because I highly doubt David was going to church.
True.
You know, it could have been like, oh yeah, they went to church together. Un noviecito que tiene ella. You know,
They'd see themselves outside of that.
making it seem like innocent, but they really weren't. Because I highly doubt they were going to church. My opinion.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, y'all. I had to like stop because.
Yeah.
Anyways, but go ahead.
Question
and,
though, for anybody in the chat, you guys don't have to specify any names, but do we know if the aunt that Celeste moved into with had children, like any of her cousins that she was hanging around with, or was it just her going to live with the aunt and maybe uncle? I'm just curious, but
I've never heard of any. I don't know who any of those
there was
people
at least one. I remember seeing somewhere on.
Yes,
the
it was a
Justice for
Facebook.
Go ahead.
It was so if I remember correctly, unless it's a different aunt, when I was digging into this, I saw the aunt very early on, right? So the aunt, there was a bunch of missing posters, and I think she removed a bunch of them, and she was helping share with mom because at some point mom had the missing poster, and then she had nothing else after that. So
basically,
auntie, I remember
Sweet Potato. Basically, what Sweet Potato said in the chat is my question too.
Is Esmeralda's mom?
Yeah, is that? Do we know that?
We don't know. Could be a bunch of
the Build-A-Bear
BS.
cut.
I
that's
just
who
remember
I'm thinking.
saying that. I think it's on the Justice for Celeste TikTok page was something saying, and take it with a grain of salt. Was something though that she liked. She loved being at her aunt's house with her cousins more than being home.
Yeah.
Like
see, the family did go
cousins, like other they were female cousins, so she liked it better there. So I think
the family
were other
did
cousins.
go. The family did go to Six Flags, but I don't think the parents. Miss Amber, shout out to Miss Amber. She says yes, the aunt was on the on some of the news things. I remember the cousin on the graduation for sure. You said I remember correctly, cousin, maybe sister, aunt. That's what I'm saying is that we don't really know too much of the relations, but this is why. Unless I see Mercedes and Jesus Rivas, which I think we will see in the travel form, and we'll get into that, it's kind of hard to pinpoint whether it was like, oh, the family was okay with this and they were going to church and they had brunch after church. It's not like that, guys. I feel like they're hiding with their hats, with their
Sunday
church hats.
And I would need to see photos, but I believe there was an aunt there on Monday. Somebody was also sitting next to them in the victims row. And I remember them leaning over one of the DA interns and saying, "Oh, you're with victim," and she said, "Yeah," but she got there before the parents did, and I think I would need to see other photos to compare. I think it was an aunt in court on Monday.
Yeah.
No, knowing our Latino folks, I bet you that when all of this came to light, all the aunts that were covering all went into hiding. They didn't want to come out. They didn't talk to nobody. They didn't want to talk to the family. I assure you that.
Oh yeah. Because that's just how it is.
Yeah.
For sure. All right. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just wanted to put some context because I started
Yeah.
thinking about this. Okay, so I think we're on number 2. Burke.
Yep. And you talked to us on Friday about Celeste and David and the messages discussing a trip to Las Vegas in 2024 to stay at the Trump Hotel, correct?
Correct.
And you learned that Celeste's adult sister was aware also that David and Celeste had a relationship?
Yes.
And that you determined that this adult sister actually accompanied David and Celeste on the trip to Las Vegas. Is that correct?
I don't know if accompanied is the proper term. She went at the same time they did in a separate vehicle and stayed at a different hotel than they did.
Well, she was aware that David and Celeste were in Las Vegas, correct?
Yes.
And she interacted with David and Celeste at different times in Las Vegas, correct?
Yes.
And you also determined from your investigation that Celeste's friends, her school friends, were aware of the relationship with David Burke, correct?
Correct. Or yes, they were aware of it early on, around the time she was initially reported missing in February of 2024.
And David's mom was also aware of the relationship. I think you talked about a trip to Houston.
Sorry, I'm scrolling. Yes.
Can you mark that, Rabbit, that question right there and that answer? Because a lot of people have been contemplating back and forth whether or not the mom was aware.
Yeah. David's mom. Okay, and we talked about the form of the question, and David's mom was also aware of the relationship. I think you talked about it in the trip to Houston. We were a little bit concerned about that too because of the text messages about the pregnancy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the abortion. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, she was aware. Now, here's the question. Just because she's aware of the relationship, was she aware that she was a minor? That's really the follow-up question that should have happened after this. But, of course, that's the defense. They're not going to put that in there. But I'm just thinking, all right, let me mute.
Yes.
With the permission of the court, may we mark as defense exhibit Q through R?
All right. What's that?
It's a 4-page child notarized child travel consent form sworn to by Jesus Rivas and Mercedes Martinez, dated September 23rd, 2024.
All right. So marked as defense R.
You also confirmed in your investigation, detective, that Celeste's parents in 2024 September gave consent for her travel to London September 28th to October 5th for a week without any of her family members and alone with the person they knew then to be David Burke. Is that correct?
Correct.
You also conducted social media searches as part of your investigation in this case.
Yes.
And you also identified photographs of Celeste and David Burke together online?
Yes, I believe so. I've seen some. I don't know under which medium they came, but I've seen photos of them together online.
And those were out online prior to March of 2025, correct?
I don't know.
You saw, in fact, a photograph online from a Discord gaming room where Celeste Rivas Hernandez and David Burke were gaming somehow.
I have not seen that photo.
Both of them had large glasses on. Do you recall that photo online?
I do. So, given the notoriety of this case, a number of photos have circulated on various mediums. I can't authenticate any of those photographs because I have not seen them in particular evidence at this point.
But you also confirmed in the course of your investigation, detective, that David Burke's individuals that David Burke worked with were also aware prior to April 2025 that David Burke and Celeste Rivas had a relationship, correct?
I wouldn't describe it in that manner. They were aware of her presence. I don't know that they knew the extent of the relationship, certainly not the extent to which I testified on Friday, but they were aware of who she was. I don't know that they knew the extent of the relationship.
And David and his managers and people from his record company went with Celeste Rivas, in fact, to Coachella, a music festival, together in 2024, correct?
I believe so.
And you interviewed a producer who works with David Burke who told you that he went out socially with David Burke and Celeste Rivas as well?
I don't remember that.
That person, that producer's name was Gray Toomey?
I did not interview.
Is it Gary? I don't know if it's Gary or Gray. Sorry.
It's Gray.
Gray?
Yeah. I did not interview Mr. Toomey, so I don't know.
Toomey. And you had, during the course of your investigation, also confirmed that Celeste Rivas Hernandez actually attended a Fonda Theater concert where David was performing and was on camera being seated with David's family in sort of a box at the Fonda Theater. Is that correct?
Correct.
You also learned from reviewing that text messages from April 22nd to April 23rd that Celeste Rivas had previously committed domestic violence against David Burke. Is that correct?
You know what? I'm so glad she objected, because can a child commit domestic violence? Like, all right, let me stop.
I was going to say, object loudly, Miss Silverman.
For the
Thank
stars.
you. Thank you, Beth motherfucking Silverman, for objecting. Objection. There you go. She said it. Objection. Court.
I'm sorry. What's your objection?
Irrelevant. And also time frame.
Relevance grounds.
Your Honor, I believe that it goes directly to lack of intent, malice, and special circumstances, lying in wait.
Well, what?
As to lack of planning.
Well, this is a probable cause hearing, and is as opposed to a trial.
Sure.
So what's the time? What's the time frame as it relates to April 23rd of 2025?
April 22nd and April 23rd
of 2025.
2025. I want to be clear. References prior to hitting by Celeste Rivas of David Burke.
And it's
as far as the prior incident that does not come to that. As far as the prior incident, what does that come to? What date is that referring to?
Within 2024 and 2025.
People?
It's irrelevant.
For the purposes of a preliminary hearing, which is a probable cause hearing only, the court finds it to be not relevant for this particular proceeding. It doesn't fall under 1101 or 1109 because Celeste is not the accused here. So it would have to go to an affirmative defense. And unless the defense is presenting an affirmative defense or self-defense in this particular case, there would have to be evidence presented to the court to make that admissible, which would require either Mr. Burke himself to testify to make it relevant or some other witness to testify as it relates to the actual incident, and then it may be relevant at that stage. So, and I don't see you doing that at this particular stage.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So for the purposes of the preliminary hearing, it is not relevant. All right? You may ask your next question.
Thank you. Detective, you were also, during the course of your investigation, you learned that Celeste Rivas Hernandez, in her communications with David Burke, frequently referenced that something called BPD, bipolar disorder. Is that right?
Objection. Irrelevant.
Sustained for this particular hearing.
And finally, Detective, as to the messages leading up to April 23rd, 2025, you were also aware that Celeste Rivas, on multiple occasions, referred to wanting to unalive herself. Is that correct?
I had seen that before, yes. I don't know about multiple occasions, though.
Detective Farrell, you testified earlier about, I think you said David Burke sending an Uber or arranging for Celeste Rivas to come over. Do you recall that?
Yes.
And in reviewing those text messages from April 22nd to the 23rd, it is actually Celeste Rivas Hernandez who initiates asking and sometimes demanding of David Burke that she come over to him, correct?
I remember her asking to see him before he left for his tour to Asia.
In fact, on April 22nd to the 23rd, Celeste Rivas brings up at least 7 different times during their conversation asking to come over to see David in person, correct?
I don't know the number of times, ma'am.
Drawing your attention to page 1, lines 6 to 7 on April 22nd at 6:08 p.m. I'm sorry, maybe we mark this as, I'm sorry, Defense Q of Defense Q at 6:08 p.m. on the 22nd. It's Celeste Rivas who asks David Burke, am I able to see you on Thursday at all, correct?
Correct.
And David Burke says no. He says Thursday, nah.
Correct.
Or he says Thursday, nah.
Correct.
And on April 22nd, again at 6:29 p.m., Celeste says to David Burke, I can't be effing friends with you anymore. What the F, David? You were with Neo when Celeste, bro. Find the soonest date for me to see you, man. What the? That's page 2, line 4.
Correct.
Hold up. What did he just say? You were that confused
that was
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should I read that again?
Saying? Well,
It's
am I
either a
understanding this
typo?
correctly?
That just did not make sense.
It just didn't make sense, and then they didn't like address it or anything. Like they didn't clarify what the text meant or what if there was a typo. What's the typo?
Celeste is saying to David, I can't be effing friends with you anymore. What the F, David? You were with Neo when Celeste, bro? Find the soonest date for me to see you, man. What the? You were with. I don't know how to make of that.
I know.
You were with.
So was
Neo
she referring to the
Celeste?
other Celeste?
Oh.
You were
Herrera?
with Neo and Celeste,
Yeah.
bro.
But it's
Maybe she meant to say you were with Neo and Celeste, bro.
Oh, maybe.
The other Celeste, right?
Maybe.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, he had been saying in the prior conversation when during the argument with the prosecution, and he was saying like you can just go find things that are tagged if you want.
Okay,
like
that makes sense to me. So it's
that-
kind of like
yeah.
like she's trying to see him, and she's saying, "I can't be effing friends with you anymore." What the fuck, David? You were with Neo. Like maybe they were hanging out, or they were together with the other Celeste, bro. Like you need to find some time for me because you were with them, right? That's how I understood this.
And she doesn't want him to be, I think, friends with these
or Asia or anybody.
Maybe,
I got you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's already brought this up a couple of times that she like trying to stay away from him. Like, we need to stop seeing each other, or I need to just cut our communication because.
But then she's also telling him, find the closest date for me to see you.
And these texts, I from what I gather, they're jumping around. They're not sequential to whatever. So he's probably trying to convince her to come back at some point in between.
Yeah, I think she was just really pissed off that he was hanging out with other people.
I agree, Chloe. I think that she was mad that she was with other people rather than her, right? That makes sense. All right, sorry, I had to stop.
12, it's like, and imagine 1,200 texts between this like 24-hour span.
Yeah.
So we're seeing a small part, and I want to say there's one other thing that somebody said, and I just want to address it quickly because I got this comment too on my social when I covered these notes. They state BPD and say bipolar disorder, and I'm aware that is not what it means in the real world. It's borderline personality disorder. But however, I think the context is these were like I told people, that was the fact submitted in case is how it was said by the defense. And it's still a child. We're talking about a child's text messages who may not have an understanding of what that was, or if they just said BPD and then bipolar in other texts. However, that's just so it's not to be, what's the thing? Like say anything real, wrong. It's not a real intention. Yeah. It's a child who's texting.
Yes. So
is that what it was referencing to the BPD part?
It's bipolar. That's what it was referring.
They said BPD and then they were saying bipolar, but it means medically BPD is for borderline personality disorder.
Yeah, they misnamed it.
People think
not
it's wrong or
it's used interchangeably. It's used interchangeably sometimes and can be commonly,
It was a 13-year-old messaging, and we don't have the context of the message specifically. Yeah. So
imagine it's a complete different lingo that they have from just because with each other that they use. Could be anything else.
Mm-hmm.
But see, listen, this is interesting. Listen how Burke is asking the question. I think this is important. She She's asking the detective, you were also, during the course of your investigation, you learned that Celeste Rivas Hernandez, in her communication with David, self-disclosure with David, frequently referenced that something called BPD, bipolar disorder. Is that right? So of course we know those are two different things, right? One and the other, but or I guess it depends on where. But at the same time, this is like a third party disclosure from a defendant, or excuse me, from the defense, saying, well, that there's these communications where Celeste is saying that she's got BPD or bipolar.
I also think they're kind of laying a foundation for her behavior. That's exactly what
her behavior was reckless, pretty much. Like, yeah. I definitely understood that. That's interesting.
I can see how somebody young would use that, just because you're mad 1 second and you're fine, and then mad, get upset at something, from one moment to the next. They can misuse that, the bipolarness of whatever.
Well, just in common, just common language, when people are upset at somebody, or if somebody just kind of flips out from 1 second to the next, a lot of people are just gonna say, God, that person's bipolar.
Yeah,
they immediately go to that,
or that person's crazy, or that's what I mean. So that's probably why.
It's a 14-year-old texting. That's all
it's just like anything else. That's all. There is no diagnosis, but I think that just like the prosecution is going to drop the CSAM, the defense is going to do the same. Oh, well, she's self-disclosed bipolar. She doesn't even know. We don't know if she's been diagnosed. And matter of fact, it's different with BPD and children. It's a little bit different. So anyways, sorry. Just wanted to.
People were trying to hold an adult bar of what a whole medical thing is to a 14-year-old child texting. So, and I understand no one's trying to, put out incorrect, but that is just giving what was said in the context. But that's what the defense gave us from the generalization of their text messages that they were having conversations about. So, from a child.
We're just reading. We don't know if she's diagnosed, but anyways, go ahead. Sorry. So question.
And it's good. Oh, go ahead. Oh. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I say, and it's good that the prosecution constantly reminded us her age, because we hear all this and we tend to forget that it's a child that he's saying this to, and he's doing this to. So yeah.
You're right. All right, go for it, Burke. I think number 2.
And on page 11 at 7:13 and 59 seconds on the 22nd, again, Celeste Rivas Hernandez says to David Burke, bro, there is no possible way I cannot see you at all this week, or do you have plans with them? Like, I can't even see you at midnight. And
David can you stop real quick? Hold up. Can you repeat the question? Because you froze and you just went in and out. Can you go to number 2 again? Yeah, sorry.
And on page 12, line 7 to 11 at 7:13:59 on the 22nd, again, Celeste Hernandez says to David Burke, bro, there is no possible way I cannot see you at all this week. Or do you have plans with them?
You want me to read it because it's doing it again?
It's doing it again. You're going in and out, Joe, and you're freezing.
You want me to read it?
I'll refresh. I'll come back.
He'll be back. He's going to refresh. We can wait a little bit. I was like, he read it again the same way. And I'm like, am I just going crazy?
I wasn't sure if it was me or if it was my,
like my internet. I paid my internet bill, y'all. I really did. So it sounds like Robo Joe. Yeah, he really froze.
It sounded like Cher singing.
Come back. I know. It get bleep, bloop, bloop, bleep, bleep, bleep. Get it together. No, get it together, StreamYard. Oh my God! It's
God! It's not even saying that because it hasn't sent us out like muted anyway.
No, he's like not coming. Come back, Joe. No, he's out. Okay, there he is. He's out. Serpent Sun said no flow, Joe.
If he turns off the camera, it may help, because sometimes that kind of messes up.
Helps with the internet. Yeah, I agree. He said, I was like, no, I rebuke. I paid the internet bill on time. So don't come for me, internet. We did it right. Froze, Joe. Oh my God. That's funny. No, I just thought it was hilarious because he did it twice. All right. There's Joe.
I'm back.
Hey, all right, there we go.
Are we good?
You read it the same way twice. That's why we're like, so it's my internet or what?
I thought it was me, maybe. I'm like, shoot, did I?
Sometimes my internet kind of goes wonky like in the evening, so let me know. Okay.
Back to
so, and on page 12, lines 7 to 11 at 7:13:59 On the 22nd, again, Celeste Rivas Hernandez says to David Burke, bro, there is no possible way I cannot see you at all this week. Or do you have any plans with them? Like, I can't even see you at midnight. And David Burke responds at page 12, line 11, by changing the subject, correct?
I'm reviewing the notes of the defense exhibit.
Court.
Oh, wait, I can't hear you guys.
Court, can you hear us? Oh man,
we're back at music.
Okay, leave and come back. We're back at musical chairs. It does that.
Oh no.
Look at what I started. I'm sorry.
Gonna be next.
I know. No, it won't. We rebuke. We do. Hold up. I gotta wait until he comes back. Come back. Ha ha ha. It's the bandwidth. It's definitely the bandwidth. Oh my God, guys, make sure you guys are supporting the people up here, these wonderful, beautiful readers that took time out of their day, that have been taking time out of their day to help us read. Thank you guys. We have the Street Taco Cash App pin in the comments. If you want to go ahead and support, feel free. Their Cash App is there. Stretch your back and drink water. I will do that clearly, Shelly. Thank you. Also, please note, channels of the following panelists are in the description box. Make sure you guys check them out. Here he is. Okay. All right. Let me mute.
I got knocked out, I think.
All right. Line 10.
Okay, hold on. You may.
Correct.
And David says in response to something different. He says, I think it's love because you're the only one to ever show me that, but it's never happiness. That's what he says.
Correct.
And again, another demand by Celeste Rivas at the 22nd, page 15, line 2 through 10 at 20:01, which is 8:01 p.m. Celeste again, explain why I can't see you before Singapore. And then David responds, because my parents are here and I want to have an in-person conversation. David goes on, why do I have to see you before Singapore? Does he say that?
Yes.
And then Celeste doesn't believe him. She says, proof of your parents being there. I don't trust you. Flights or something. David, please stop lying. Your parents were, and it does the 53. Maybe there last weekend. You told me when they were back. Okay, hold on. Sorry. And it does the 53. Maybe there last weekend. You told me when they went back. I doubt those people would be allowed in your house if your parents were there, bruh, she says. And he responds, they get here on Thursday, which is when you asked to see me. I'm busy tomorrow. And that would be April 23rd, 2025. I see a need to talk in person. Why do we have to see each other before I'm back? Does he say that to Celeste?
Yes.
And on page 25, line 3 to 5, in fact, Celeste Rivas tells David Burke, let me see you Wednesday night. Can see you tomorrow. I can dead go to Riverside too. Is that what she says?
Yes.
And on April 22nd, again at 10:25:14, Celeste Rivas tells David, this is page 38, line 14 through 15. Well, we need to talk in person. Please, man. And David Burke tells her no. And the court?
Are you asking a question?
Is that correct?
What was the page, ma'am?
Page 38, lines 14 through 15.
That is correct.
And finally, Celeste demands to see David again on the 23rd of April at 10:09 a.m. The same page, 38. I'm sorry, page 61, lines 5 to 7.
I'm going to object, Your Honor. It doesn't sound like there is a question there. It just sounds like counsel's testifying.
Well, this is cross-examination, so that's fine.
Yes.
But you need to get his response to affirm what you're asking.
Thank you. Page 61, line 5 through 7, if that wasn't clear.
And what was the question, ma'am?
Celeste Rivas tells David Burke on April 23rd at 10:09 a.m. Celeste says to David, cut the S out. I'm seeing you today. She follows read this. And then it's at a point that David Burke finally relents and says, fine, correct?
Yes.
Now, you spoke about the ordering of an Uber based on your review of the Uber records to pick up Celeste to bring her to 1368 Doheny, correct?
Yes.
And you spoke about 3:54 p.m. It's Celeste Rivas who raises with David. David, by the way, is it chill if you get the Uber at 8:30? I'm going to be back in Elsinore by then, and it's harder to get Ubers there, correct?
Correct.
And David and Celeste reaches out again and at 10:02 p.m. and Celeste says, "Girly pop, I'm almost there." And she's the one who asks him to open the door if he's home, correct?
Correct.
And from your investigation, you were not able to determine actually if when David Burke wrote the message, he was actually at home. I'm sorry, when Celeste Rivas wrote that message, whether David Burke was actually at home.
I believe his phone was consistent with being in the area of the house.
But that phone analysis couldn't tell you whether David Burke at that time was inside or outside of the home at Doheny, correct?
Correct.
And part of your investigation on April 23rd, 2025 was to try to determine what David was doing prior to the Uber drop-off at 10:10 of Celeste Rivas Hernandez, correct?
I'm not sure I understand your question.
As part of your investigation, you attempted to reconstruct what David Burke was doing or where he was or what activities he was participating in, if he was, prior to 10:10 p.m. that evening, correct?
I don't remember looking into that, no.
You didn't investigate and determine that in the hour prior to Celeste Rivas Hernandez being dropped off at the address while she was actually traveling from Lake Elsinore, that David Burke was playing a virtual reality game with the two other people?
Oh, yes, I do remember that. Yes.
And you confirmed through text messages and interviews that, in fact, David Burke was online in a virtual reality game where he was with two other individuals playing a game on a gaming device and also playing some kind of movie browsing game on that same virtual reality device, correct?
I knew they were interacting on a device. I don't know exactly what game or movie browsing they were doing on the device, but yes, I was aware they were interacting on the device.
And that was activity that David was engaging in within the hour that you say Celeste Rivas Hernandez was dropped off, correct?
I believe it was prior to her being dropped off.
But sometime between 9 and 10 p.m., correct?
Yes.
And you confirmed in your investigation that Celeste Rivas Hernandez was dropped off by an Uber at Doheny at 10:10 p.m. on the evening of April 23rd?
Correct.
And you testified earlier that David Burke, you believe, sent a text message to Celeste at 10:31 p.m. asking where she was, correct?
Correct.
And based on the evidence of your investigation, you've concluded that you think that Celeste died sometime between 10:10 and 10:31 p.m. that night. Is that your testimony?
Correct.
And so the entire window you're describing is approximately 21 minutes. Am I correct?
Correct. Or, no, wait. Yes, correct.
You have not identified a single witness who saw Celeste Rivas Hernandez after she got out of the Uber, correct?
Correct.
And you have not identified a single witness who saw David Burke during those 21 minutes, correct?
Correct.
And you have not had any witnesses tell you what happened after 10:10 p.m., correct?
No.
And you do not know if any other person besides David Burke was at Doheny Place that evening, correct?
We have not found any evidence to suggest there was anybody else at the Doheny Place address during that period.
In fact, you interviewed the Uber driver who drove the Celeste Rivas to Doheny, who couldn't even confirm that he dropped her off at the address, correct?
He said that he ended the ride at the location that he dropped her off, which the GPS coordinates, the latitude and longitude, correspond to Doheny Place.
But he had no memory at all of Celeste Rivas Hernandez or the ride, correct?
Correct.
And there is no CCTV or security footage showing Celeste exiting the Uber?
Correct.
No footage showing where she went after she exited?
No footage, correct.
and nothing to show her entering the house or video of her in any way of the interior house if she entered the house where she went, correct?
Correct.
And same for David Burke. There's no footage of any kind of showing David Burke's activities inside the house after 10:10, correct?
Correct.
Is this a good place to take a break?
Sure.
All right. We'll take our morning recess. Sir, your order back in 15 minutes. It'll be a 15-minute recess. Thank you.
Whoa.
Shall we keep going or discuss?
It's about to end in like really fast.
Is
Oh,
it?
really?
Let's yeah,
Or
let's
wait,
go.
hold on, because I remember after break, like it was pretty
No, there's
quick.
more.
Or wait, before they did.
We're
a
at page
recess.
49.
They
Yeah.
stop at the end of 53 before closing.
Oh, do they?
arguments.
Yeah, there's a lot more.
So
Because
it's
I
not
read
Just-
ahead.
I'm curious to know what their closing arguments are. So wait,
It's
so the
long.
page, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm gonna do. We can finish closing arguments tomorrow since it's long, but let's finish this questioning, and then that way
Mhm.
we can continue discussing. Is that cool?
Okay.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
available. I don't know if you guys are available tomorrow. If you guys want to, because what I want to do tomorrow is conclude the closing arguments, but I actually have a panel discussion with people to come up and kind of give their two takes on this situation if they've been following. Because there's a lot of people that have been hitting me up and say they've been following, and they really love the fact that we're reading this because you know
Mhm.
they're chismosos and they want to know what's going on, but they want justice for Celeste too. You know, so it kind of works. Is that cool with you guys? Are you guys available tomorrow?
Yeah.
I would think so. Joe, I know you're available tomorrow.
What
Okay.
time? I'm a
Uh,
late sleeper, so
10:30 my time would be 9:30 your time.
yeah.
And what's that for me?
I've been-
You're,
Well, 12.
I should start with them.
Every time.
It's 12.
Okay, see-
12:30.
12:30.
okay.
12:30.
You guys are all like in California or something.
No, we're not. We're all like, I'm in the middle. Y'all are like this side. No, I'm literally, but you're all the way over there, and these guys are right over here.
Since I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh my God, is it now? I was like the other day, I was like, is it now? Is it now that we have to go on? And I'm like, oh no, I still have an hour.
You're like, I guess.
I know, I had to order food. I was like, I got time.
All right. So, so are you available tomorrow at 12:30 your time, Abraham?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Y'all are crazy. And that will be closing arguments for day 5 because I'm curious. But tomorrow, guys, in the chat, I really want us to do a panel. So I'll drop the link for everybody to come up because I really want to hear what you guys have to say if you've been following all. But
Yeah, 'cause
anyways,
Interesting.
people catch, somebody catches something and others may not. And that's
people
amazing.
you guys
Yeah.
catch things that we don't. That's why it's like, yeah. And then sometimes it takes me a good 24 hours to process.
Storm said, Flojo, don't get up that early.
No, listen, thank God I'm like further ahead because I don't get up early either.
Apparently.
Yeah,
So I don't
I'm
think I'll
awake.
maybe
No,
on camera
Marissa and
at
I were like,
12:30.
I'm up. Okay.
I'm awake.
Awake.
What sleep?
I'll set my alarms on a Sunday.
All right, cool. Okay, so let's go back on the record and then we'll stop at closing arguments. Cool?
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
All right.
So we're back on the record. We have Mr. Burke present, and we have both counsel, and we have the witness back on the stand. Detective Farrell, I remind you, you remain under oath. We're in cross-examination. You may continue, Ms. Burke.
Thank you. Detective Farrell, just a few more questions. I'm correct that at 10:11 p.m., a minute after you believe there was a drop-off of Celeste Rivas, you did not discover any electronic or text messaging indicating what either Celeste Rivas may have been doing or David Burke, correct?
Correct.
And at 10:12, you have no electronic or text messaging indicating that what either Celeste Rivas or David Burke were doing, correct?
Correct.
And at 10:13 too, I think when you told us the first electronic messaging, you have at 10:31. Between those times, you have no electronic or text messaging indicating what either Celeste Rivas or David Burke were doing, correct?
Correct.
And you were able to determine from your investigation of David Burke on April 23rd, 2025, prior to the evening hours, David Burke was not at the home and out during the day, correct?
I don't know.
Did you investigate his activities during that day into the late afternoon or evening?
I don't remember looking at that.
but you were aware that there were text messages between Celeste Rivas and David Burke at page 84 regarding David Burke being out of his home and attending music company Interscope meeting, correct?
Can you direct me to the line, ma'am, so I can review it?
Page 84, line 8. If you want to start on line 2, I think that may give you context.
That's the exchange they had. He said he was at an Interscope meeting because, quote, the album is tomorrow.
Thank you. Nothing further.
All right, redirect.
Just very briefly. Detective, why was it that you weren't able to obtain any surveillance back from April 23rd by the time that you were brought into this investigation the second week of September 2025? Burke.
Sorry, I have my dog barking. Where are we at?
Line 25.
Objection. Calls for speculation, no foundation.
Overruled. Witness may answer.
Because the body had been concealed and so much time had passed that the video systems that did have video that would have captured that information had overwritten themselves and the video was not available.
I have nothing further.
Anything further?
Nothing further. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you may step down.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Shout out to Sylvia, the bailiff, because she captured this. She said that the cameras have overwritten the video. So, again, you got live-in security, and this is what's happening. Was that accidental? That's what I want to know. Because I don't know. Live-in security, but you're not paying for a thing. I don't know, man. This issue don't make sense.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's also the neighborhood stuff too, like the neighbors, because like how they caught the Tesla going, like everyone's cameras, like they were investigating. September 17th was the raid, but they're investigating in September for a crime that happened on April 23rd.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's such a long time that even those that hold storage for a while, like the local, they just didn't. The neighborhood, didn't have anything.
Yeah, because even with paid service, you depending on the amount of money you pay for your subscription, it would only hold and retain the recording for an X period of time. It's not indefinite unless you save particular clips, and then it will remain permanent.
I think what they're really pointing out to is one piece of evidence that SF brought up. Yeah, and this was the neighbors' footage of the 8 terabytes, there were 2 4 terabyte hard drives that the neighbors had, and they were updating their system. And I guess SF was saying that when the neighbors wanted to update their software or firmware or whatever, that it overwrites the previous data that's in it. And so because the LAPD took their time, they were never able to come back to the residence to retrieve that 8 terabytes of data.
It's interesting.
That's why we had the Tesla moving. Huh? No, I was just to say that's why we had a Tesla moving in July 29th, but that was more recent than April.
Yeah, true. And it also depends. Like a lot of people think you just have Ring and Nest. No, people with a lot of money who have big homes like this, they hardly ever will have a Ring or a Nest camera. They have paid subscription with like what's those big companies that they kind of monitor it and everything is not, it's like hardwire because
with like real CCTV, right? Like real CCTV cameras.
Yeah.
And that's what they had though, right? Wasn't
I think
that's my understanding.
Yeah, the neighbors across the street did.
No, but I think that's what David's home too.
So SF was saying that there was, he said it's a musician, a big name musician who lives across the street who wasn't home at the time that the call was placed. So the property manager went to try to retrieve the data, but when they tried to retrieve it, the data was already overwritten. And so,
but even in David's home, the homeowner had upgraded the surveillance system to like
he just needed to pay for the subscription, right? Yeah. Like that was it. And I specifically remember SF talking about this, that it wasn't a lack of there wasn't security. It's just that. But I'm just saying, guys, it does not make sense to me. You have
Steve is watching this
in there. Yeah.
If Steve is watching, come up to clarify, Steve.
Let us
But
know,
again,
Steve.
even no matter which subscription it was, CCTV or whatever, you still need to somewhere to store this footage. And if you
Exactly.
don't kind of keep what you want to keep, it's just going to override it. It's just going to
And
always
that's what
happen.
happened.
Yeah.
So we're not. So the court, there's still like interaction between the court and everybody else. Do you guys want to continue it up until closing arguments? Because
Yeah.
it says right here, number 10. If you want to start at 10.
Yeah, I mean, were closing arguments long? From what I read, it was a little bit long. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that they're
Marissa, do you
long.
remember if they were long?
Yeah, yeah.
Because it was closing.
I mean, it's let's see, we're on page 51 of 96. I'm trying to see if there was any other flub in between. You guys are about to go on a whole presentation.
Yeah.
Closing so that's argument. Like, you're monologuing. It's not just question answer. It's a monologue.
So can we go all the way? Let's read up until closing arguments. We stop at closing arguments. We finish closing arguments tomorrow morning. Cool?
Okay, yeah.
Will that work?
Yeah.
All right. So let's go back to 10. Court.
Okay, so people, any further witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
All right, give me a moment here. So people, rest subject to exhibits being received, correct?
Correct, Your Honor. And the one by reference, obviously.
All right. Will there be any affirmative defense at this time?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
All right. Will the defense then rest subject?
Yes.
Subject to his exhibits being received?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So I don't know we would be ending so soon. I didn't know we would be ending so soon. I did tell the defense I would give you about an hour to organize your arguments and thoughts. Do you need that?
Go ahead, Burke.
Your Honor, I think we're ready.
All right. People, do you need some time?
Just a few minutes.
Do you want us to take first let me ask. I'm assuming other than any objections that were previously made to exhibits, does either side wish to be heard further regarding exhibits? Otherwise, the court's going to receive both sides' exhibits.
If I could have one moment.
Not by the people.
And if you don't mind identifying for me again, the photographs, which are hard copies, so I can make sure on the record we indicate those are received by reference for the DA to keep custody of those. And I assume the objection by the defense to the DA's keeping custody.
No objection.
That would be People's Exhibit 56, Your Honor.
Okay, so all the people's exhibits will be received into evidence. Whatever objections were previously made, the court will deem them being made at this time.
Thank you.
With the exception of People's 56, which is received by reference for the DAs to keep custody of pending any further receiving proceedings. Ms. Silverman, any objection to the defense exhibits?
No.
Defense exhibits will all be received into evidence at this time. Ms. Silverman, would you like 5 or 10 minutes? I can extend our break just a little bit, and I apologize.
Sure.
I apologize, Deputy Fawn. We're going to take a quick 10 to 15 minute recess to let the parties organize their documents, exhibits, paperwork, even though the defense does not need any longer time. But she says she wants to organize her arguments. It'll just be a brief recess and we'll go into arguments concerning motions that I am sure the defense will be raising. Defense.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know you all just got seated, and that will be another 10 to 15 minutes, and then we will resume. Okay. We're back on the record, and we have. Keep going.
I think when does the closing argument start? Marissa, stop. Do they start now? We could stop here if you want.
Yeah, right after break.
Yeah, right after break.
All right, so we'll stop here.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Lord.
Ooh, so
it's a lot of talking for Bernarski and
Silverman,
yeah.
And then the court too.
And then the court,
the court too. Oh, so here's the question that I have for you guys. I mean, is there something in chat? Feel free to answer, but is there something? I feel like I learned something. I've learned different things here in the messages. I think that the context matters. I don't know, man. There's still so much stuff that's missing for me that I'm trying to understand, and I'm sure that they didn't show everything that they had, right? But I'm kind of curious to know what your guys' thoughts are overall. Was there anything that stood out to you, or anything that's clear, or anything like that?
I have questions because, so for instance, when he was playing the virtual video games, were the people in his house first? Because they weren't.
No.
Okay, because
I
think
don't
that's
think
what she said
so.
in the text message. She says, "I doubt that your parents are there if those people are there," or she referred to something like that. That's why she thought he was lying about his parents being there, right? Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Or any friends for that matter.
Yeah.
Right.
Around his family. Yep.
Somebody asked, "Mama, how do you say my last name?" Is Ulrich. It's German.
Love it. Love it. Anybody have any questions in the chat? Was everything clear? Let us know, guys, because I'm still trying. I'll probably come up with something tomorrow because it takes me 24 hours to process what we read. Like the night before, I was thinking about the fact that we didn't hear any internet searches during the preliminary, and I was telling that to Marissa. I said, no internet searches discussed, nothing like that. I mean, they talked about they painted how Tesla infotainment to the phone. All of this was kind of put together. I definitely understand where the defense is going and what sounds like they have it sounds like we understand how the defense is going to approach this at this point, right? In terms of self-defense, possibly. Here you have this child that's going to come and kill him and cut off his, bobbit him or something. And so, God forbid, this man needed to do what he had to do to protect himself.
That he was terrified of. He got an Uber to bring her to him. He was so scared.
Yes. I wonder too, was this like playing the video games? Is that supposed to be like an alibi or what?
I think they're trying to throw off the lying in wait, right? He wasn't lying in wait.
Yeah, you can't play video games and lie in wait, I guess. I don't know.
And also the fact that the investigators, did they investigate everything? Oh, you didn't find out what he was doing an hour before, or earlier in the day?
They really questioned, and the fact that he was like, "Well, no, I didn't." Right?
Did Melinda asked a question. Did I miss it, or did Operation Awesome actually ever happen?
That's true. They never went back to that. They never circled back.
I never went back to that.
I mean, I would think not, right? Because she never moved in with him or never stayed at his property.
But this was in the summer.
No, it was that those dates, because they were talking about it, and then it said February 4th, like the next day she was reported missing.
So
that
Operation
was the
Awesome,
timing. That was the timing of Operation Awesome. So yes.
Yeah.
And then the cops arrived 3 days later at his house.
I thought crazy. Operation Awesome was in the summer.
No, it was so immediately. So they met in November of 2023, right? Or no, that's when their relationship became sexual.
Yes.
But
yes.
Months later, right? So he got her pregnant very early on to them.
Very early on. Very early on. Now, here's another thing too. He's known Celeste longer. Here's another thing we were able to establish with this communication, because Celeste says it. He only knew Asia for a year. So he's known Celeste longer than Asia. Because remember, we were like, well, how long? Who met who first? It sounds like he met Celeste first before Asia, and then only knew Asia for about a year.
She said it. It said it in the text message. How can you stop being friends with somebody you've only just met and you've known me for so many years? Shoot, I forgot my question.
I think they met when it was first. Again, I'd have to see the timing of that music video that she was in, that she got cast for to be in his music video. Like that might have been their first interaction, where she, people presume she looks like a doppelganger to Celeste. She had her hair curly and stuff like that in one of his music videos. And then they stayed connected after that.
Oh, Asia?
Yes.
Oh.
Wow. Oh, hold up. Oh, wait. Oh, Flojo, I saw this thing. Do you want me to read it? Tell me what you're sharing here with us.
So this would just kind of give context to that last question that they asked them about the hard drive. So, because we had questions about that, but that's the explanation. I'm assuming they're referencing for the neighbor's surveillance footage.
Gotcha. Oh, that's right. I remember reading this. Yeah. Sorry, I had to mute myself. I'm wondering about this too. No, you were fine. I was talking over here. I had to mute myself. Okay. Go ahead.
I had a question, but I forgot. I know you highlighted it. One of the things that I wanted to circle back, you highlighted it.
I highlighted a lot of things. You got to tell me which one.
It was like one of the last ones.
Let me see. Hold up. I can go back to it, to my last highlight. I highlight where we left off. Hold up. People for the witness. Last thing I said. Okay, the witness says, because the body had been concealed, so much time had passed, the video system that did have video that would have captured.
Before that.
Okay. All right, let me go back. Going back. Here it is. Oh, so the Uber driver does not remember, has no memory about what happened. So we have no witness technically, guys.
But wait, he confirmed he may not have remembered her because it was dark, it was black, she had a hoodie on, but he does testify. The GPS does show that he dropped her off there. So that's enough proof for me that she got there, because they can't poke any holes on that.
Well, because it says right here, he said that he ended the ride at the location that he dropped her off. Okay, how do you know that if you don't remember that, right?
Well, because he can look at the
trip.
Yeah, it's a completed trip. So that means that even though you don't remember the person you brought because you didn't talk to them much or whatever, you know that you picked up that person at point A and dropped them off at point B.
Yeah. Ooh, Marissa, they got a question. Chloe has a question for you. She says, I have a question for the wonderful female panelist who was in the courtroom. Sorry if I already answered. Did defense enter the notarized London document as an exhibit? Yes, they did.
That's another one.
They did it in the or did they reference it?
Yep, nope, they entered it as an official exhibit.
Yeah, but see, we don't know much about that because we don't know if the document is real. Who is it given authority to for with the purpose of what? You know, because an unaccompanied minor, I mean, she has to travel with someone. Who would have been that?
Well, it gives guardianship. It gives temporary guardianship over to
who?
But wouldn't it be
David
safe
was
to
the adult.
say?
It said with David.
See, but I didn't see that. So you saw the actual document.
Yeah.
It was to David there was no other family members, and it was both parents that signed it and had it notarized.
So both parents signed it.
Mm-hmm. It says it here.
Because what's going around at least what I remember hearing from Trapmore Ross is that only the father's signature was on it.
No,
that's I've seen that going around, and it's not correct, and it's in the transcript, because the irony as well was when they announced it.
For sure, you need both.
Was that Jesus and Mercedes was when they walked into the courtroom.
Yeah.
At the same timing.
I'm gonna go right to it, guys, right to it, because I did highlight it. Okay, let me show you guys specifically. I think this is important, but we can't call this document fake. Remember what we were talking about them the other day? They have to validate this before they could even show it, and I think we talked about it pretty extensively. Now, whether it was, if we're saying, well, the parents didn't sign it, I mean, I don't know what the process looks like. Does Jesus and Mercedes, Mr. Rivas, do they have to look at this document and say, yes, I signed it, and I signed it, and so now that's why it's an exhibit? So let's go back to that line real quick. Burke says it's a 4-page.
Abraham, you do public notary too, right?
Yeah.
Abraham. So, I mean, what's the process for a legal document to be notarized? I mean, does the presenting party?
Yeah, all I need is for the person signing it to sign it in front of me, and then I kind of put them like under oath, like, you know, that they're not, that they can perjure themselves, that this is legitimate document, and I just have to sign it and get their ID, and I have to make sure that it matches the person signing it, and I document the ID in this log that the state gives.
Yeah, but not that the document is fake, right?
I don't have to read the document.
You don't have to validate the document. You just have to notarize it.
I just have to validate the signature, and that the person signing is the person in the ID and the person in front of me as well.
Yes.
And every time you do that, you're putting your job on the line as well as the notary.
Oh, I can't hear her.
Oh no! Come back.
I think if
can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
He dropped. He can hear. Come back, Abraham. Y'all tell Abe in the chat to come back. Okay, So he's coming back, guys.
But I would think that if it was fake, though, that would have been brought into question, right? Or they wouldn't question the authenticity and bring it into evidence.
They never crossed it.
They never crossed it. That's why I'm like, I don't think that the document is fake.
Government would have objected for lack of authentic. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, Beth Silverman would have been on that.
Yeah, y'all, like, I don't think the document is fake at all. But let's go back to that, okay, real quick, just to clarify, because I think it's important. If people are giving commentary about this, I think it's important. So the question is, and this is what Burke is asking, and David's mom was also aware of this relationship. I think you talked about a trip to Houston. The detective answers yes. And then Burke says, with the permission of the court, may we mark as defense exhibit QR? Okay, so Burke says it's a 4-page child notarized child travel consent form sworn to by Jesus Rivas and Mercedes Martinez, both parents sworn, dated September 23rd of 2024. Okay, and then it says right here, you also confirm in your investigation, detective, that Celeste's parents in 2024 September gave consent for her to travel to London September 28th to October 5th for a week without any of her family members and alone with the person they knew then to be David Burke. Is that correct? Her parents. So that confirms that there was a form that was signed and it's an exhibit.
Yeah, and it was some sort of knowledge there then.
There was some sort of knowledge. And I mean, I think it's concerning because it's like, well, when was this child going to school, right? Because this is 2 weeks of a school calendar, right? You have that, but you have mom and dad. Okay. And I think that if there was an issue with, being fake, I don't think it would have been an exhibit. You said, I mean, I'm trying to figure out if it became to a point, and we've talked about this, pick your battles. Because if they didn't sign the form, she probably would have ran away too, right?
Yeah.
Pick your battles. And not saying that that's okay. You know what I mean? But like, it sounded like they were at their wits' end too. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I'm so conflicted with a lot of this because it's like she was 12 years old when all of this started going on. It's like, did the parents not? I mean, a 12-year-old, una galleta, pa, you're gonna go to school. It's like,
I got you.
You're not grown. You're going to school.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think, okay, sometimes I think like she was 16, which is more like que como más exigente o algo así. And I forget, no, she was 12. They should have been making her go to school. Why didn't they? Yeah. And then to let her move with her aunt in the city, in Los Angeles, it's like,
it's crazy work, right? And somebody said, Chloe also asked the question of whether was our fantastic panelist, sorry, I'm blind, can't see the name. She was the ongoing witness for this whole thing. She was every witness. She was the Nightcrawler of the X-Men crew. She was every witness. Shout out to Marissa from
expert.
She's an ex. She's man. You got the coroner and the medical examiner and the officer. And
Sylvia asked a good question. Was London before? Was Las Vegas before London?
Wait, say that again?
I think so. Was the Vegas trip before London? I
believe so.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yes.
Yes.
Because that's when he performed with us as a...
Yeah, it says right here, they were aware of earlier on around the time that she was initially reported missing, February 2024. David's mom was aware of the relationship. I think you talked about a trip to Houston. So she went to Houston before London, right?
Well... Technically, in this trip, it was London, then Houston. But has she gone to Houston before?
We don't know how many times.
We don't know how many. Yeah, we don't know.
Did you see the by chance? They want to see if you saw the notary stamp.
It was so the Almo, which is the projector. Since the defense was putting it on, the prosecution's good about. What do you call it? Magnifying in. It was up there. You could see a stamp, but you could not see who it was. So it wasn't close enough. And no, it was just, it's on the projector so they have the projector, but the TV is like behind the witness next to the judge. Like you can't, unless they zoom in, kind of like how we're reading, right, Rabbit? Yeah. Unless you zoom in for Joe to read, you can't see it that well. And then again, at the same time, so I was like, writing down Jesus, Mercedes, trying to get that. And then I look up and the parents are trying to sit right in front of me. So everyone in that row stood up as well so that they could come in and sit.
Because the stamp should have the name.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to see.
Yeah.
And they're so quick about swiping it away as soon as they present it. They said everything, and then they're like, boom, for the next exhibit. So
do you guys remember, I think it was strategic, shout out to Mr. Eyes. He pulled the dispatch report on that on the address, right? The many times that the cops were called.
See, it looks
now,
like
what
this.
we noted there,
at least for Florida. But mine expired like several years ago.
Oh, the notarizing?
Yeah, it's just a stamp like this, and it says my name, Notary Public, State of Florida, my comment expires, but it expired several years ago, and I haven't renewed it, and it has the commission number. But yeah, it's like
very small.
It's a small stamp. You stamp it and then you sign in top of it.
Yeah.
Yes. So my question is, do we know? Okay, because I'm really confused by the dispatch report that was, I think it was out there that was outlining the many times that dispatch was called.
Check your
to
Discord.
the house. Okay, well, dispatch was called to the house, right? The many times that she was reported. Do we know if they like align themselves with any other dates? Like September, she wasn't reported missing anymore, or what? What are we saying here? Thank you. Oh, this is perfect. Thank you. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about, because I think that now that we have more. Again, shout out to Mr. Eyes. Can I download this form? I think I can. Hold up, y'all. I think this is a good form to show. It's like a dispatch report. Man, this one really had me thinking about a lot of stuff when I first saw it. Because I used to have to pull those a lot when I was working in government. Hold up. Because it tells you a little bit of, if a family's been living in a home, how often, who and what's been calling, what kind of calls were called in there. This one right here, y'all. So I know that the codes mean something different. So one of the things we were going through every call, right? Like in 2025. So how long was she? It was notarized for her to go from September to October to London. But we have these FU calls, nature of call, FU in, this is 2025. I'm sorry. I have to go to 2024. Follow-up? I forget that there was a code to it. It might be a follow-up. Yeah, because this was after her body was already found. Hold up. Let me think. See, no calls in September. There was 2024 when she was reported missing. Those calls are up there. Okay. And then if you go, see if I can I zoom in? I can't. Let me see. Right here, my friends. So this is supposed to be the many 911 calls at her address, right? So the time that she traveled, okay, there's no calls there in September in 2024. How long was she remained missing? Did her parents ever call her back as not missing, as return home, once they filed that report? So she stayed missing.
That's
February?
what I want to know from Riverside. That's what I want to know, because
Wait,
they
in February,
need to have
you mean?
something for the school.
We got to pull those reports, man.
Your kid gets late to school or tardy or absent. You get notes galore, calls,
Well,
texts,
I
phones,
think,
email.
I think that was the reason they filed it to begin with, right? Her as a missing person, because they didn't, maybe speculation, right? Is that they didn't want to face the whole truancy charges and whatever.
Because how do you go from she's missing in February 2024 to then allowing her to travel in September? So that's what I'm saying is so we have a missing child and a missing poster that's out there. Now, mind you, they might have removed, that poster stayed missing on her mom's Facebook, right?
I think this has been a point of contention that's been brought up, right? Because they say since the day that she was missing, she's shown up on 3 separate occasions at a cousin's graduation, at the amusement park with family, and then on another occasion at the family party back at home, like Elsinore, and even on the day after her birthday, where she's seen in the video footage where she's arguing with the neighbors. So there's many instances where she's shown up, but nobody's ever reported her as returning home.
Well,
we're just missing. I think we're missing so much. Again, the burden was probable cause for preliminary hearing. that we were not going to get in the weeds of the details.
Do you guys think that she was living with him? Because at one point I thought she was, but I don't think she does.
Oh, I'm sure of it. I'm sure she was probably staying with him. Oh yeah.
I think maybe while she was with living with her aunt in LA, she spent a lot of time at his place. Because
she was going from house to house, I think, for sure.
When was the live stream? The delete everything, right? We have that delete everything stream that was filmed in December of 2023. Yeah, it was before the second lease of the mansion, right? Because that was still at the first property.
Yeah.
The streaming house. Yeah.
February. So I heard February 2024, but last night I heard it was December 2023. But then I've also heard January 2024. So
I'm sorry. Of what did you hear in terms of what?
The delete everything stream where she was, the infamous Epstein reference.
So this is what you told me. You told me that the new lease started on February 17, 2024.
No, they signed February 7th, but took control on February 14th.
14th. Okay. Yeah, you're right. And then the cops showed up on the 17th. So this was the video you're talking about was in the old house, the smaller house. So it must have been prior to this lease, to the commencement of this lease.
Had to have been, yeah.
Yeah, it had to have been because it was at the other house. You can tell the kitchen that was like I think
they
the
still
kitchen.
Had that house,
it was
the
much
streaming
smaller.
House for like another month. There was an overlap. There was an overlap before that first house lease ended.
Yeah, for like a few weeks or something.
Sweet Potato says January 11th, 2024.
Okay, so yeah.
So I mean, like she was going to his house prior to Operation Awesome.
There is a good
but she just wasn't considered a missing person until February 2024.
And this is why I say, I call like when you look at the timeline and you look like even with what we know now that we have the transcript, we're able to match up. Even with the young little boy, Jamie's son, that situation right there. Well, when did that happen? Because if we're saying that he started talking to her when she was what? 11, 12 years old. When was it that this other kid came into play? Like the timeline doesn't quite make sense for me there. But now that we have dates of maybe messages, the back and forth, we could probably match him to this dispatch report too, if there's anything that stands out. So Marissa, do you need this? Do you want a copy of this? Because I can email it to you. It's on Reddit, but
and I just sent you a link to
perfect
a timeline that has been documented from searchinvestigations.org.
Okay, cool.
That helps with timeline photos. It's good. I've watched this one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
The live that she did with the delete everything. What do you know the time that was streamed? Like, was it during the day, at night?
We don't know.
I would assume the evening, just based on like the background.
Yeah.
Because like normally, like in the daytime, you can see like the sunlight come through.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. It was giving evening.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. See, because again, in those text messages, they reference how she would leave her house at night and be back by morning.
I mean, and that's the thing is like be back where? LA or be back with her family in. All I know is this, is that the day of April 23rd is that she planned to come back home. It sounds like she was not planning to stay there with him. I mean, she never intended to that. And also what I do notice is that even though there might've been this like thing to talk to him and everything, I think that he was also trying to push her to come at specific time. Why that time? Was that the only time he was going to be alone? And then, opportunity there be it. And then, I mean, I don't know, man. I'm curious to know what closing looks like now because of the lying in wait part and other people knowing.
The defense is gonna scrutinize the fact that he did not want her to come that night. And that's good. That's gonna be they're gonna hang on to that because it's true. He did not want to see her that night. She insisted in going that night, which is why I feel so conflicted. Did he plan it? Did he not? Was it like I'm kind of confident that some argument broke out and where ultimately it led to what it did.
Yeah. Or I don't know. Did 20 minutes? That's why I was like, damn. Like, but and I mean, again, there's there's a lot that we can make from that. There's some people that have some questions that they did a super chat. So I don't want to like miss out on this, but let me see real quick, because some of this you guys might be able to answer. Shout out to everybody that supported the channel, guys. The street taco cash apps are there, and we'll be live tomorrow again in the morning to do closing arguments. The best way we can do it. Say what you're saying. I think he went to Lake Cachuma because it's native reservation and thought there would be a lack of government oversight. I don't think he's that smart though. I'm like, I think we're giving him, and thanks to what you're saying, girl. Thank you so much for the 99. I don't think he's that smart. I don't think he's that smart to even think that way.
But he could have searched it in that phone that he disposed of that they never found, because even though you can download the phone from the cloud, I don't think your cloud is going to back up your phone that night that you got rid of it. You know, it's usually like done like every 24 hours or every few days. It doesn't do it like every hour. At least I don't think.
That's true.
So they would have never been able to download whatever information was on that particular phone. I think that's why it's missing.
Yeah. Wow. That and the weapon. We still don't know.
Yeah. No weapon.
Okay. There's that. No weapon. That his phone, right?
Her phone.
Her phone. I'm sorry.
The Terminator phone. Is it Terminator? I keep forgetting.
Tranquilizer.
Tranquilizer in her phone. See, that's the one that he used to search everything, I bet. Because this doofus have to have searched something.
This guy also had a fake ID too, right? From North Carolina.
Oh my God, that was the other thing. There was a fake ID from North Carolina.
So I would assume that, you know, in order for Celeste to have fake IDs, he must have obtained it for her too.
Yeah. He would know how.
For sure.
Soy Risi says, todos fueron alcahuetas. Oh, Lord. Basically,
agree.
all of them. Yeah, I agree too. I lived it, so I think we could speak on that. It's like, we know what that's like.
Las tías,
los tíos, primos.
Definitivamente.
January 11th, 2024 was when Celeste was on David's stream that iMedia trained you. Just found it.
Let me write that down.
Oh.
In the second link of the timeline. It's a good timeline.
That's interesting. So y'all write that down.
About that media training. I think. What's your opinion on that? I think that he spoke to her about the, like, if they were ever to be in a public setting, about the types of subject, because, you know, all celebrities get taught some sort of training, you know, stay away from this topic, try to avoid these questions, questions related to blah, blah, blah. And I'm sure that he shared that with her, and he thought that she would probably retain it. And that's why he said, I media trained you. You know, in case this was ever, if we're ever in public and a question is asked, you have to stay away from these type of questions. For instance, the Epstein questions, you know.
Why would you even say so publicly? I mean, that just speaks to the fact that
I know it's so stupid. Again, the bonnet.
You know, she was a child, right? She's not like, she's thinking, you know, she's streaming with this guy and she's a child. She's like, she's just saying whatever comes out of verbal vomit that comes out of her mouth right then and there. But why even say that publicly? I mean, like that, none of this aged very well for him. Can we just, like, literally nothing aged? Like, you are the definition of self-snitching, as Mr. Bruce Rivers would say. Right?
Everything. Delete everything. Everything goes.
Delete everything. I'm like, huh? And then DK a couple days after her death. Like, I'm like, trapped in a Tesla, like all these little things. I'm like, are you what? Maybe
think they're untouchable.
They think they're untouchable.
Yeah.
And maybe they were. Maybe he was, because he thought
you're not thinking.
Yeah, like, we're gonna get married next year. Like,
well,
dude,
I mean,
he
also said that he wanted to be the detective in his own crime, and he wanted to solve it himself, right? Well, how's that playing out for you, David?
How's that working out?
Right?
I don't, man. I swear it's stupid. Is stupid does. Cameron, thank you so much for this super chat. It says, thanks, Rabbit, and panel for this Justice for Celeste. Absolutely, man. It just leaves a lot for us to really kind of think about and process. But I am not going to keep you guys any longer because it's getting late and I do have to do some shout outs. But I will see you guys mañana, 12:30. Right. Abraham.
Bye. All right.
12:30, Abraham. Flojo 9:30, and so is Marissa. It might as well be 10:30. Cool.
Feel sorry for you,
all right,
Flojo. I feel bad for Flojo because it's really early for him.
What? Yeah, y'all be up at 5 a.m. Oh my God, you guys are.
I don't
crazy.
know how y'all do it. You guys are crazy.
Dude, man,
wow.
Have children, kids, have children, and then you'll know. That's how we do it. What? Sleep? What is that? I forgot what that was a long time ago. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys. Guys, make sure you guys check out everybody's channel. It's in the description box. Flojo, I think I did add yours in there as well. Make sure you guys show some love and support to our panelists. Do not miss tomorrow, because I think tomorrow's going to be an interesting live. We're going to be longer. We're going to finish those closing arguments, and then you guys will get to hit the link and tell us what you think, Matt. What did you learn? It'll be a good interactive show tomorrow. Well, conversation. I like to call it conversation.
Thank you to those who supported us.
Thank you
for the taco stand. We really appreciate it. You don't have
birria tacos. Tomorrow's gonna be birria tacos, y'all. All right. Bye, guys. Thank you, guys. Bye. Thank you. Y'all are amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Oh, thank you. Shout out to everybody, y'all. All right, let me do some shout outs before I end, y'all, because I gotta go to bed too. Didi, thank you so much for the sparkles. Thank you, Nebby. Thank you again for the flowers. That's so sweet of you. I got so many flowers from Nebby. Thank you, Didi, for the silver star. Didi, thank you so much for jamming. Thank you for the sparkles. Nebby, thank you for the flowers. Wendy Marino, member for 4 months. Thank you, boo. Thank you for supporting the channel. Flowers. Thank you, Nebby, again. Beth, thank you so much for the 1,000 jewels. Thank you. Joey, thank you so much for the UNC alert. 440 jewels. Thank you. Kim, thank you for the flowers. Appreciate it. Thank you again, Nebby. Soy Richie member for, well, I think your membership is coming up too. Thank you so much for the jewels and your hiding. Welcome. Wax Goddess, thank you so much for the flower. Soy, thank you so much for the 100. And thank you so much for your 7-month membership, love. Flower Girl, thank you for your jewels. And Floating Heart. Nebby, again, thank you. Thank you so much, Soy Richie, for the Floating Heart. Annette, thank you for the thumbs up. Annette, thank you for the sparkles. Annette, thank you. Nebby, thank you again for the flowers. And first of all, shout out to Chris Blessings for gifting 1 membership. If you were gifted, put a heart in the chat. Thank you so much, Chris. That's really amazing, your support. Margie, thank you so much for the jewels. Nebby, thank you. Dodger, thank you. So Richie, thank you so much again for the gold star, or for the silver star. Thank you, guys. All right, guys, you guys have a wonderful, great night. We will see you tomorrow. You don't want to miss out. I think closing is going to be good. Shout out to everybody that's been watching the replay. Guys, hit the like button, please, and thank you. And thank you again for supporting this channel. I mean, we wouldn't be able to do what we do if it wasn't for you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys. Don't forget to hype and like. Bye.